enough for the first down. It's going to be a third down. And it's going to be about 3 yards to go, make it 4 yards to go for the first down. So the first third down test of the football game.
Well, this is the defense that we know for Cathedral that is so good down in this red zone. Goal line type defense. They run a 3-3 stack. Let's see what they do here, Big.
Lincoln Roth in the shotgun. Charlie Spiegel sitting right in behind him. Now we'll take a look to the near sideline. Got a little signal from the offensive coordinator. And here's the snap and the handoff to Spiegel. Gets inside the 5, bullies his way forward, maybe to the 4, but pretty close to the 5-yard line.
Well, it's going to be close.
And we'll have to see what the chain gang says on the far side. They give him the first down.
That's huge. Got just enough, Big. He needed to get to the 5. They say he got there first and 10. So New Pal has 4 opportunities now to knock this one in early.
So they have run 4 plays. They have picked up 2 first downs. So on their own 35, they're down to the 5 of Indianapolis Cathedral. First down and goal. Spiegel, right side. Knocked down at about the 3. In on the defensive stop that time, number 29, Will Goheen, who leads the club in sacks. And they will mark it down at the 3-yard line, Jen?
No, about the 1.5.
Right.
Just a little before the 1-yard line.
So it's second down and goal. We'll call it the 1. Roth again in the shotgun. He will hand off, and Spiegel's going to take it into the end zone from 1 yard out.
He got it, Big. Boy, I tell you, this is exactly what New Pal does better than anybody. Get on the board quick. You didn't think they may do that against Cathedral, but boy, did they ever. And there's the man in your picture. He certainly has crossed that goal line a few times in this year. Take a look. Nothing more than just power football, Bake.
His 47th touchdown of the season. Now we'll go for the point after. It is up and it is good. Oh, that didn't take long. 9:23 to go in the first quarter of play. A big drive by New Pal makes it 7.
Defensive coordinator, looked like a penalty marker was down, but all that play action this way, and you got to make sure you're aware of what's going on backside.
Make Gibson beat you throwing the ball. I think a illegal man downfield. That's exactly what Eric Snyder ruled there. Our official and crew here tonight, one of the best in the state. And again, all that happened there was a receiver covered up a receiver. When you do that, you can't go downfield.
No, they're going to pick the flag up.
Oh, really?
They're going to pick it up. Yeah, they're waving it off.
Okay.
They'll give them a first down. Officials talked it over and decided to wave it off.
And I'm going to guess, again, that's okay. I get it. I get it. I love it when crews come together if there's a disagreement, and then they rule and calmer heads prevail. I like it.
They went for it on 4th down. They'll go from the 38 now. Gibson fakes the pitch, and the end crashes down, and the ball's loose, and Zionsville has recovered it. Davis Moore has an interception on the season, but comes up with a fumble. Big turnover for Zionsville.
I tell you what's great. The snap was not handled well by Gibson, and so by the time he turned back around, watch this here. Again, great job of crashing underneath or over the top of the pulling guard, caused the fumble. Phenomenal job by Zionsville. Great start for them as well.
Got to give the credit to Luke Nolan for crashing down, and I believe he was the one that stripped it.
Again, he went over the top and was able to get back before Trent could get inside that block and caused the ball and punched it out.
Collectively,
nice
a loss of 1 offensively the last series for Zionsville, hoping for a better fate here. Wiseman with Price to his right. Boy, there's just not much room between the tackles. My goodness.
And I tell you what, this Zionsville offensive line, you talked about them earlier, Gus Hardwick going to Purdue. Again, fantastic player, and they're big up front, 265, 270, 310, 225, and 290. And again, that's something we've got to watch all game, because that's really where it's going to have to be won if you're Zionsville.
Malik Temple's 290 was just a little stronger on that play. No gain, second down and 10. Again, Wiseman, and again, not much happening.
I tell you what, Price is really good.
They setting up play action? I mean, is that what they're doing?
They have
setting
to,
up play action?
Because right now he's hitting a brick wall.
Right.
I mean, right now it's one of those things. They are making sure that Price is not going to be able to get loose early. So to your point, play action, bootleg. I'd have tried that maybe on second down, not third down, because, again, this now is something that probably Ben Davis brings a little pressure here. Anxious to see what Zionsville's answer is.
Manias Collins and Romeo Williams not playing nice here. They're going to try the right side this time, run a reverse, a flea flicker.
Oh,
they
it's
get
open.
it back to Cole Wiseman. It got a little bit of air underneath it. They throw it up for grabs, and a penalty marker is down. Pass intended for Brody Whitesell. Also deep was Luke Baumgartner, and he got an awful lot of air under. It took a long time for that play to develop, which meant the receivers got really far downfield.
Well, I tell you what, it was a little slow in the development, and again, the spacing didn't look great for Zionsville on the reverse and throwback and all that kind of good stuff, and really made it difficult on Wiseman to try to get the ball off. But I think the officials did throw the flag. And I'll be anxious to see how they ruled here.
Well, at the end of the day, when you coach up DBs, you tell them 15 instead of 6, don't
yes.
you? I mean,
yes.
If you're beat, tackle them. Give up the 15 yards instead of the touchdown.
And really, both receivers were open.
Yep.
And the DBs, again, you're looking at Dobson, who's very, very good, and Carnell, who is elite. Both guys are open and were beat. And anytime that you're trailing, to your point, you'd rather have the interference than the 6 points.
He looked like he was in pretty good position. But
he was.
I'm sure Coach Turnquist will take it. Little shovel pass inside, and on the second effort, Colin Price with positive yards across the 45 to about the 43.
Love the call. Old school draw, 2019 version of it. Okay, a little shovel pass. I love it. Let him get upfield and then throw it right underneath him. And I just like it. Again, another way to get the ball in Price's hands.
Had Manias Collins not been pancaked there, he might still be running.
Oh, exactly. Oh, yes.
He was laying on the ground
Yep.
and made the stop. Pick up about, I will call it 6, maybe 7. He'll come in motion, give it to Baumgartner. He's got some room around the corner. Stutter steps to the 35-yard line. First down, Zionsville.
Great job. What I love what Zionsville's done, this is plan B. Plan A is Price. Now you got to make Ben Davis honor the whole width of the field.
He goes, and he is gone.
Wow.
And check that. That is number 2, Dalen Taylor. We talked about him in the open.
That is a tremendous run on that far side from Taylor. You've seen what everybody's been talking about right off the first play of scrimmage. Goes to the house. From that's 41 yards out. Outstanding run, 42 yards on the pitch. And just one block and cut, and he's right up the gut, a little stiff arm, and puts it in for 6.
Now the extra point attempt for the tie. I believe that's Matthew Coons on the kick. A little bobbled snap, but the kick is good, and we are tied.
As they get ready to come back up to the line of scrimmage, Colton Brown is still in the backfield. 2 receivers far side. Near side is going to be Harrison Eckel. Snap into the hands of Milton. It will be a handoff to Colton Brown. He gets taken down in the backfield. Swung around. Big-time tackle by the Western Boone Stars.
Yeah, good job by Caleb Freeland stepping in. He's a senior tight end and offensive lineman, did a nice job, and really just playing offensive safety, filled the hole, stopped them of loss of 2.
Yeah, Freeman, of course, with 12.5 sacks on the year.
Pretty deadly.
Definitely a leader on that defensive front. Brings up a second down and 11 from the 45-yard line. Knocks him back after 3 straight great plays. In the shotgun again for Milton. 2 receivers both sides. He will throw. Looking left, airs it up, and that's going to be a one-handed interception. Wow. Unbelievable interception coming out of nowhere. And that was
Boy, I think this is just excellent defense by Riker Large, 5'10", 150 senior. Thing I like about it is he had his eyes and he knew exactly where this football was the whole time, so he didn't have to lean on the receiver at all, take any risk. See, he knows exactly where this football is, makes the perfect break on it, and even then, it looked like the Irish almost had a second shot there, but that's just great defense by the Dragons.
Well, they're going to go for it on 4th down. 4th and 10 from the 38-yard line. Here is Edwards. Gets the pass away.
Oh, he caught it.
And it is caught.
Oh, my, what a catch.
Inside the 10 on the catch.
Cahill.
Nathan McCahill, number 16.
Bake, this is a big-time catch right here. Now, you're going to see the quarterback get hit right when he throws the football, but still has a strong enough arm. Take a look. Bam, right there, he's hit right when he releases it, and you're going to see great concentration. Now, the defender doesn't know where the football is until too late. Great concentration by the receiver there. Wow, that's a big play for the Irish.
So it's first down and 10 for the 11-yard line. Over the right side they go, and short of the end zone, I believe, down just shy, about the 1 or 2 yard line, was Dalen Hall. It's going to be a second down and 1. They can pick up a first down here.
Well, Bake, you mentioned both these clubs score 40 a game in the tournament. We can see why.
Jake Longden in now with the running back spot. Here's the little pitch inside, and circling right side is number 3. That's David Perry.
I think they may call him down here.
I think he slipped, Jan.
Yes,
and
he did, but I'm not sure I seen his knee. They say it did go down. Apparently it did.
That goes down, by the way, as a forward pass.
At the time, I did not really see the knee touch, but apparently it did. Let's take a look there.
Well, couldn't catch it there.
Couldn't catch it there, but obviously it did. The official was right on of a good call.
So it's third down and a couple of yards to go.
Big play here. Let's see what they got in their playbook.
Once again, they've got Langdon in at the running back spot. Let's see if they hand off to him. Out of the shotgun, it is Langdon. Nope, going to keep it and going to throw for it into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Well, there were 2 or 3 guys in there that had a real legitimate shot at it, including Luke Canfield for New Pal, who almost came up with the interception.
Well, there were at least 2 or 3 Dragons, Canfield being one of them, the 5'10", 165 senior. He just says, hey, I'm going to throw this one up there. Kind of a 50-50 ball. He didn't really have anywhere else to throw the football. So at a minimum, they knew they could at least go for the field goal here.
So Allerding will come in to kick a make it a 25-yard field goal. He is 3 for 3 on the year, and this is good. A 25-yard field goal by...
Foul, legal hands to the face there on Warren Central.
And how about Center Grove? They run the ball all the way down the field, and one pass play to throw is the touchdown.
As Trojans motion back into the kick formation, Oscar Watson coming out, the junior kicker, perfect on PATs on the season. As hold is good, kick is up, and that bangs off the upright, no good. Oh no, the commentator's curse comes right in. After this comfortable
right
being
in.
perfect, hits the upright.
You said it, not me. Wow.
Again, I like the idea of running Weissman just because I think Ben Davis is keying a lot on Price, which obviously for the right reasons. But again, you got to find a way to just wedge block it, go right up that guard center gap.
Slide the football up half the distance to the goal. Quarterback keeper.
Oh, fumbled.
And the ball is
Fumbled.
loose. And Ben Davis has the football. And I was just getting ready to say, Coach, I'll be honest with you, I understand where this game has gone. I understand where it is, but boy, I tell you
Go under
what,
center. I know you're going down there.
when you get down there, I'm sorry you go under center.
Yeah, and like I said, because you're snapping the ball 5 yards back to go 3 inches forward, and that line of scrimmage gets moved. And again, Zionsville has not done well tackle to tackle. They've done everything well, but that front dents, that Zionsville offensive line so far. Again, Wiseman's got to protect that ball because they are grabbing and scraping at that thing and punching, and they got it out. Congratulations,
it's
Ben Davis defense.
Extremely strong, athletic, aggressive defense, and but more importantly, when you get opportunities to score against them, when it's first and goal from the 1, you've got to get it in. That's all there is to it.
Well, in this game, you need to come away with points as much as you can.
Well, Gibson, it looked like that one hit the ground. They're going to call it incomplete. They were going to try to set up that quick screen. He had a bit of a seam, but it got to the ground. So rule it incomplete, and I think that's the right call. Jalen Nolan was out there.
Yeah, Gibson just tried to get the ball out of his hands, just tried to do it too quickly. Didn't get his shoulders turned. He's just got to be able to relax and make the play.
3-minute mark of the first quarter. He's out of the gun. He's going to run it out of his own end zone. He finds some running room, gets some breathing room, in fact, across the 5 to the 7, and he's got a nose for being able to find gaps and gets, as we said, 4 or 5, maybe 6 out of it until Sam Kidwell wraps him up.
Tell you what, Sam Kidwell, love the way he played between he and Williamson. I just like those linebackers for Zionsville.
Big down defensively for Zionsville. Big for Ben Davis in terms of getting a little breathing room. On 3rd down and 5, they look for a little bubble. Zionsville's going to put some pressure on. He's going to be close to a first down.
A little short.
He got to the 10-yard line. He's going to be about a yard short as a swarming defense denies him.
Great job of blocking on the perimeter, but the unblocked Eagle makes the tackle. That's a huge deal there. Again, I like it when Jeb Garrett is able to come from his safety spot, unblocked, and make the tackle.
Went to Jalen Nolan to try to get that first down. They couldn't quite get it done. And again, a host of Zionsville Eagles there to make the tackle, and they're going to take a timeout for a measurement. You're good at being you. You've been you for years. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance is good at your insurance. Find an agent to help you think about it at infb.com. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood. Had a good time that Mooresville East Central game last Friday night. That was a good one. Coach Gillen and company going down to the pocket city of Evansville, as it looks like the Giants have come up a tad bit short.
Yeah, we definitely enjoy that. Mike, I tell you what, has just done wonders wherever he's been.
How about it?
And I tell you what, 41 years of coaching.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And his record over 300 wins, and just really couldn't be happier for he and for Mooresville in general. And they'll give John Hurley's team a run. I'm not sure they're good enough to beat him, but it should be a great game.
And I saw some pretty good athletes Saturday up at Ball State when we covered the IHSAA volleyball state finals. 4 classes and 8 outstanding teams and some first-class athletes. So, Gibson is the punter.
Yes.
4th and about a yard. He's going to go up under center, try to draw Zionsville offside, and they may have done that.
Yep.
And they did.
They got him. Great discipline. We talked about lack of discipline on Ben Davis's defense. And great discipline by their offense at that time, to try to draw Zionsville off sides. And, again, to your point, I thought it was going to be a pooch punt. I'm thinking, all right, Jason's just going all this show here. And nice job, great scheme, and great play call at the right time.
Gibson not wasting time, getting right back to it with Hassel, and he's able to find some running room around the right side across the 20 up to about 22.
We saw Zionsville move the ball down the field with penalties. We'll see if Ben Davis can take advantage of that penalty and move the ball down there, because that's a game. I mean, that's a huge advantage now for Ben Davis.
A couple of missed tackles early. The difference in that carry and that defensive front stiffens just a little bit, and all of a sudden Gang tackling his way up through the crowd to make that final stop is 42 Luke Nolan.
I tell you, the one thing both teams have to be careful of, because both Price and Hassel do this, they constantly want to try to get extra yards. I tell you what, as much as both defenses swarm, look for that ball to come out tonight a couple times.
Sam Kidwell with the initial contact. This time Hassel just sticks his nose in there, and I think he's going to be able to move the sticks.
Tell you what, I've been impressed, because Hassel, 5'7", 175. It's not like he's big, and again, Price goes 5'11", 185, and both those kids are physical runners for their size. They have no problem in hitting that thing up inside there.
1,200-yard rusher on the season, 12 touchdowns, 6 100-yard games for the 5'7" senior. They'll empty out the backfield now. A 4-receiver set to the left. Gibson looks left, runs it back right. This is just what they were talking about defensively. Focusing all that attention to the left side. The weak side does not stay home and take care of contain. And look who has 10-plus yards on the carry, but Trent Gibson.
Well, I tell you what, we talk a lot about the RPOs. That's really an RPO. You empty it out here. You've got 4 receivers on one side. He's got a chance to throw it out to Cushenberry or run the ball there. Zionsville adjusted to the 4 receivers, had one less guy inside the box, and so he ran it.
Hassel finds the goal a little tougher this time inside. Cam McDaniel, Luke Nolan, and T.J. Noonan among those in on the stop.
The thing I love, what you just said there, Mark, you gave 3-4 names. That's what Zionsville does.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I love. That's always been a staple of their defense.
Boy, he got almost sacked about 5 or 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, managed to snake his way away.
Boy, he does escape one here. Newport really showing blitz. Here's the play, and they really come after him, number 28. Hunter Burks. Wasn't quite able to get him, but he still put enough pressure on him that causes him to be short bacon. Cathedral's going to go for it. Our really kind of first big play of the ball game.
4th down and 1, put a man in motion and go straight up the middle, and I believe get enough yardage to get the first down on the 4th down and 1.
Did you see how quick he got off the blocks?
Right.
Absolutely full speed ahead, and he was at full speed within 2 steps. Wow, what an effort to get that first down, and he got it by about a yard.
That is Langdon. He has 76 carries for 606 yards on the year. He's had 4 games over 100 yards. He has 8 touchdowns to his credit. We got a timeout at the end of the first quarter. It's been a good one, and it's been fast. 7-3 is your score in favor of New Palestine over the Irish of Cathedral on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
For the first time in I feel like
it really helps the coaching staff not force himself into 2-point attempts or anything like that. So you get a lot smoother game when your special teams works out.
Here come the Trojans. Jackson under center. Weed in motion. Handoff to Weems as he's dropped behind the line for a loss on the play. Loss of 2. A couple Warriors getting in there. Andrew Nelson, first 2.
Wow, I'll tell you what, he got there quick and put him down. So again, that was great. Look at this replay. Just gets there. Almost in the backfield, nowhere.
Nelson with 60 tackles on the season, 3 sacks as well. It's been all over the place as the junior linebacker. Second and 12. Delp in motion right side, and there was some movement there.
Yeah, here comes the...
Last series it was offsides on Warren. This series looks like it's going to be on Center Grove. She had false start, a couple men moving in motion there.
Look at you see the Center Grove, actually the Warren Central guys are looking and say, hey, look, throw a flag, throw a flag. Where's the flag? Where's the flag? Then it finally came.
2nd and 17 now for the Trojans. Long way to go. As Jackson goes under center, Delp in motion again. Play action. Jackson looking for Delp, right side. And this ball is going to be incomplete.
Looking a little short there. Bounced off the carpet just a little bit there. He had him. I think if that ball's on target, he's got him there.
Saw Leal Warren out there on the coverage for Warren Central. Kind of made that touchdown saving tackle earlier. Well, Delp would make a great shortstop there, getting in front of the ball.
Keep your body in front of the ball. Let the ball beat you up, buddy.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 17 now for Center Grove. We'll see how aggressive they are in trying to get those yards back.
Tremendous blocking.
I believe 72
yards.
out.
Woo. Yeah, sorry if they were on the 28-yard line, but what a play once again from scrimmage. This Trojan team, you see why they've scored over 35 points in all but one game, and that game, as we mentioned, was against Cathedral.
Dalen Taylor with 3 touchdowns. He scored all 3 touchdowns for Chittard, and they answer after the onside kick and then the 4th down stop to make it 20-14. George Forsey on for the extra point, trying to make it a 7-point game again. They get it down, and the kick is good. One play, and that was all it took for big
job. I love how, again, plays with his hands, 6'3", 250. I like it.
Face mask Zionsville, 15 free was for Ben Davis.
We talked about what Ben Davis did. They were very giving, in a very giving mood. Well, Zionsville's defense is in another giving mood right now. And again, both offenses, are finding it difficult because these defenses, again, if you're going to win in Indiana, you got to play the defenses I'm seeing from Zionsville and from Ben Davis. It gives you a chance every night.
Yep, they are returning the favor for sure. I mean, Jason Simmons could not say enough about Trent Gibson. And if you've seen him play before, as we have, you understand why. Now, little draw play, inside handoff to Hassel, breaks one tackle, gets across the 15, down inside the 10. Ball is loose, and it looks like Zionsville has recovered it.
He's down.
They called him down, though.
Yep, they called him down, and again, I couldn't tell if he landed on a player or not. It looked like it was real close. Can't see the end of this here. Look at the feet of Hassel. My goodness.
He landed on a player.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
He landed on a player.
I tell you what, you and I both know that in this game, sometimes you got to be lucky and good.
That's right.
That point, and to their credit here, Ben Davis has been a little bit of both.
Yep. I mean, there was no part of his body that made contact with the ground before that ball popped out. Gibson keeps it. Now flips it back. Dangerous play.
Not sure that's how that's designed.
It's nonetheless.
Just saying. Just saying, when you're being tackled, throwing with two hands over your head is not exactly the way that Caleb Small, the offensive coordinator, designed that play to be run. But again, still being a little lucky.
Hassel was the one that flipped it back to Gibson.
Okay. All right. We can do that. And, again, it's one that gives Zionsville credit. They're getting to the ball. They've stopped the Wildcat and Hassel, and we're
off the clock, Joe, and it'll be 6-0 Greyhounds.
That's a great start for Carmel, and that's where Homestead has got to get their backers in those holes. Downing goes 6 feet 216. He comes in with 700.
Zionsville Eagles, as is often the case, stepping up. Jeb Garrett among them. We've called his name a few times, and if you look across the numbers statistically for them, they don't have a lot of guys with high numbers in terms of solo tackles. I mean, they're pretty high in terms of the assist ratio, talking about Zionsville. They get a lot of guys to the ball.
Yeah, that tells me, again, get a lot of guys to the football. Didn't we just have the other offense down here on the 1 foot line? So, again, it's not in until it's in.
Hassel in the Wildcat formation gets the touchdown from the left side, and Ben Davis gets on the board first at the 8:19 mark of period number 2.
Great drive by Ben Davis. Again, started on the 1 yard line like you talked about earlier, Mark.
99-yard drive.
But I tell you what, if you're Scott Turnquist, you're going to come off to that defense and talk with them. And I know Evan and Larry both will talk and say, guys, we helped them as much as they helped themselves. If we're going to stay in this game, we have to play more sound fundamentally on defense. Can't be a giver.
So the Giants get on the board first at the 8:19 mark. And the kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 7-0. Ben Davis on the IHSAA Champion Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
Keep Orrin Edwards in.
Well, they get running backs moving all over the place, so the linebackers have to take those, and that just opens that middle right up when you got that big tackle to tackle, 276 pounds against 3 men front right here. New Powell runs a 3-3 stack as well. See, they just parted the ways, and he basically walks in here.
So for the Irish now, the point after.
Sideline warning against Cathedral, I believe.
Adderley will attempt the point after. Out of the hold of Nathan McCahill. Here's the kick, and it is good. So a big drive of the Irish, and it's 10-7 Cathedral over New Palestine at 9:20 to go in the first half.
And meanwhile, Dwenger is now at 20-0 over Harrison, and I think they're just getting things started over at Homestead. That was a 7:30 kickoff.
Harrison there in Lafayette, Indiana, down south.
Davis looks to throw the screen, and that got batted down at the line.
That pass was knocked down by the Trojans' Max Schrag.
Max Schrag got his paw up there.
Big third down stoppage from Chittard. They've given up the big plays on special teams and offense there in the first drive, but have been strong ever since. 11 minutes here in the second quarter. This is scary here as Brandon Davis staying in the contest. Let's see what happens here.
That's
they go for it, 4th and 4.
That's interesting. You're at your own 26-yard line.
Maybe head coach Tim Mangos thinking we can't stop the offense anyway, whether on the 29-yard line or on our 25.
Well, it's a manageable down and distance. Oh, he's just going to pooch punt. There's nobody back there to return that, so it will take a short Concordia bounce up to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, let's go back and see if we can get that run from scrimmage for Dalen Taylor. Here it is on the Traction Athletic Performance replay. Taylor taking that pitch as he did on the first play of scrimmage, exact same play on their first drive. The first play, he was absolutely not touched. Not touched 1 second, Thad, and that is easy thing to score on if you're Dalen Taylor.
He scored on 2 one-play drives so far in this game.
Third touchdown of the contest as well. He's got all 3 of them.
And Taylor will get it again here on first down, and he runs into a wall of cadets, but he pushes that wall back.
On one snap. Now they flip-flop. Griffin Little tight to the right side. Blitz being showed by the Greyhounds. Goody looks right, screens the ball. He's got a catch, but that giving ground not get him much.
That's Kistler out there on the catch coming up and making that one. And he's going to have to get up field quick because Carmel's just as good as Homestead, Joe, with their linebackers. Carmel has some great safeties and great linebackers. And Ty Wise, number 37 out there, the senior, he's a ball player for Carmel.
Offensive line for the Spartans averaging 253 a man tackle to tackle. Robert McCrory at center. Brady Parker, Sean Rice, the guards, Grant Parker, and Owen Hart are the tackles. Here's Goody, looks left, now steps up, throws over the middle. He's got a catch and a drop inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. In and out.
Carson Steele. Second and 9 for the Trojans. Again, Delp outside, gets to the edge. Connor Delp flying out towards the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, he just got to the edge there and he saw something there and he took off, and sticks are about to move.
Looks like they have him just a yard shy of 14-yard marker.
And he looked like he was going to be contained there, but I tell you what, he just found a burst of speed there, and he's deceptively fast.
Connor Delp had a great year so far. 674 yards on the ground. Had 120 yards in the week 1 matchup. 3rd and 1. Handoff outside, and going to be a first down run for Weems.
Out scrimmage at the bottom of the pile, and it looks to be Lutheran will contain the football. So that's the first fumble there for McFadden.
Yeah.
We mentioned he has not fumbled the football once this entire year, and there's his first fumble.
You know, sports are crazy like that. You can look at as many numbers as you want, and you're still not sure what's going to happen. 191 carries coming into tonight. His first attempt this evening, they thought he fumbled the football. He hadn't lost a single fumble all season. So lucky for Lutheran to maintain possession, and here comes their second down.
Quarterback Blake White is in the shotgun formation. McFadden to his left. 3 receivers, bottom of your screen, 1 to the right. Quick pass out to screen. Caught by his wide receiver. Tries to get some running room, knocked out of bounds near that 10-yard line. That ball is caught by Logan Beard, the big wide receiver. And that's going to be close to a first down. They do give him that first down, so 1st and goal for Lutheran.
And you can notice out there, number 16 has the sleeves. That's Beard. And him and Luke Snow, both of those dudes are beasts. They basically play tight end positions. Very good pass catchers. And a lot of times they'll use one to block for the other one on screen passes. That's what you saw there.
Beard, 6 foot 190. So a big receiver there for White. White again in the shotgun formation is going to hand off to McFadden. Trucks a couple players. He's on his feet. 10, 5, touchdown McFadden. His 34th touchdown on the year, and Lutheran will strike first.
If you give Lutheran a short field, they're going to take advantage of it. They come in averaging 42 points a game, and right there it's a short field. McFadden doesn't go down with one tackler, so he was able to meet them at the line of scrimmage, as you see here. It looked like the play was over, right? No, not today. He took it all the way to the end zone, and you could see North Vermilion looking at each other like, why aren't we gang tackling correctly? First points on the board for Lutheran.
Mattis is on for the extra point, and again has only missed one this entire season. That streak will continue as it goes straight through the uprights. Lutheran strikes first on a 6.
Huge 4th and 4. No backs in the backfield. Milton will take the snap. Heavy pressure put on over the middle. Incomplete.
A little bit of contact there, but both of them are going for the ball. Good no call. And now it's first down and 10, Western Boone.
Connor Hole.
Yeah, that's a tough play right there.
Connor Hole again. How many times can you say Connor Hole, the senior's name in tonight's game? Big stop there, gets a hand on it. Pass was intended for Peyton Brown. First and 10.
He's the one that made the interception. He's also rushed the quarterback a couple of times in his safety spot, and he's deflected 3 or 4 balls. So he's played a pretty good first half.
Now a first down and 10. Trying to see if Western Boone can add on to their 21-0 lead. Under center. Man in motion and a handoff up the middle again, Robbie Taylor.
Understand where that front pylon was, snuck it in there before Moore could make the tackle.
So Gibson to attempt the point effort for the Ben Davis Giants. Robert Peters is set to hold. The kick is up, and it is good. And at the 5:44 mark of period number 2, Ben Davis capitalizing on turnover.
First down, the Irish say no. We shall see what the officials say. They are gathered together, and still no decision coming in yet from Gary Hamilton and his guys.
Still no signal. There it is.
It is.
It's
they
short.
held him.
He just really didn't get a great surge. That front 3 for Cathedral absolutely did their job. Stayed low. When you know that there's just a few yards defensively, you stay low, just kind of clog that hole up, and that's what the Irish did, Beck.
So the Irish have the football for the 3rd time. They've scored in both the previous possessions. Turning left side is Hall, and Dalen will get it to about the 37 or 38-yard line.
Big stop by.
Big defensive stop.
Yes, sir. That was huge.
So far, Jen, this is a game that's pretty much played into the game plan that you and I both thought might.
Another shotgun formation for Ellis. Ellis looks over the defense. He'll take the snap, hand off to his running back. No, he'll keep it himself, Tries to dive to the 5-yard line. Tackle just short of that at the 6. So a 3-yard carry there for Ellis.
So that's where Jacob Roberts, and you see with that read option, you're going to need that guy on the end to take the quarterback each time and not fall into the trap of following that running back. So that's why we've seen 3 tackles already from Roberts. He's maintained where he needs to be, stuck with the quarterback, and took down Ellis.
2nd and goal, 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Ellis again in the shotgun. He'll keep it again himself. 10-5, lowers his head to the end zone. Going to be short, as you see there, tackled at the 1. So a 3rd down and goal for North Vermilion. They're knocking on the door.
They are knocking on the door, and I like that they use 2 different running backs. And even though Wyatt Reynolds is their number 1 go-to guy, number 12 is his jersey number, but they got Martin who comes in a lot as well. So I like how they use their personnel, and it'll be interesting to see how they approach this 3rd and goal.
Now the shotgun formation, you see the linebackers creeping up towards the line of scrimmage, expecting a run. Ellis will do exactly that as he hands off. No, he keeps it himself once again. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Brennan Ellis, and this game is down to 1.
That time Roberts was pushed back a little bit too much on the end, and he wasn't able to fill that gap. So another smart play call, and that's the senior quarterback right there, the senior quarterback, Brennan Ellis. And that read option, let's take a look here. Fakes out. Look at 3 guys following Wyatt Reynolds, and then Ellis falls into the end zone. So smart play by the senior quarterback, good play call, and if the PAT is good as we expect, we'll have a tie ball game.
Mackenzie Crowder in for the extra point. A good snap. The snap is down. Kick is up. Looks to be and is good. So this game is tied at 7 with 7:20 to go. Lutheran strikes.
The quarterback's thrown for 1,600 yards. False start. Zionsville backed them up a bit. 12 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He carried it 60 times for 67 yards and a couple of scores. But in terms of the ground game, there's no question the head of the snake, the entire snake, in fact, is one Mr. Colin Price.
Well, I'll tell you what, the biggest thing, talking to Jason Simmons, he felt like win that battle. Okay, Price versus Hassel, and he feels like that's obviously next to the win the line of scrimmage, a big deal.
Ben Davis showing pressure out in the flat, throws it underneath and incomplete. Vecchiarella has 17 catches for just under 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, brings up third and long for Zionsville. And again, Jason Simmons talked about it earlier this week. I think if this holds up and they go to the intermission, his message going to be clear to his team: you're not safe. Period. I mean, they came from 17 down last week to beat Brownsburg.
Well, I tell you what, that tells me the Zionsville staff is making great adjustments during the game and at halftime. And again, Jason understands no lead is safe with these Eagles.
Cam Cooper in motion. They throw it up the right side, and he had Cam Cooper all by his lonesome, and it was almost picked off.
Well, I'll tell you what, great play design. And just didn't execute. Cam is by himself here. But again, there's enough pressure on Wiseman. He can't set his feet and fall through. And when that happens, the ball sails. And that's exactly what happened there.
I think they wanted actually Price on the check down there. But Jimmy Filsame said, yeah, you're not doing that. So great play by him in that kind of a rover back position. He saw him coming out of the backfield and picked him up. So that'll dispatch Chris Freeman to the field to punt it away. It's a kind of a...
And the drive will continue with the first down of the drive. Oddly enough, that is only the 5th first down of the game for New Palestine.
I really feel like this is a big offensive series for the Dragons.
Clock just moved inside, 4 minutes to play here in the opening half of play. And a quarterback keep again inside the 30. We're down to around the 30 anyway. Roth doing a pretty darn good job of deceiving that handoff to the backfield, because everybody's got to focus on Spiegel. Whether he gets the ball or not, we got to figure that out in the last second. Good first down drive.
Well, Ross, their second leading rusher at 7.4 yards per carry. To your point, Spiegel had a lot of people going with him there in that fake and allowed Roth to have some free room to run.
Well, they marked it down just shy of the first down with a need to the 30-yard line. It'll be second down and 1 yard to go for the first down. 3:18 to go on the half. Pass coming up in the flat on the near side. It is caught. Large, and that will be good enough for the first down.
Now all of a sudden feels like New Pal has got some flow that they wanted. They're spreading the field left to right, really mixing their plays up, and this play is trying to get as much as you can, but as much as anything, get those linebackers spread out a little bit for the Irish.
They set Large up as a slot man to the left side. He just kind of backed up, and they threw the ball right to him. Here is the ground game inside the 25. A really good hit that time by David Gould off Cathedral. And we move to a second down, and they gave him a yard. Call it second down and 9. Interesting story, Jen, where Kyle Ralph's parents, who live in Cincinnati, I remarked to Andrew Smith, their SID, about when we got here at 5 o'clock, there were all people who marked their seats, and he said that the coaches' parents got here in the early afternoon and marked their seats early.
Sir.
They weren't going to miss anything.
And not one person argued with them either.
Oh, sir.
They are here to every single game.
Again on the ground, and let's see, they got about 4 yards that time, so it's going to be third down and 5 with clock running at 2:14 to go in the half.
This is a really good drive for the Dragons. You'll just kind of feel like they feel the pressure to get this one in a little bit.
And a good defensive stop on the near side by number 32, and that is Demetrio Constantino. Comes up with a stop.
Yeah, Constantino with a really nice tackle here. Come out of really nowhere to make this stop.
Now decision time a little bit, Jan, because it's fourth down and a very long 5 to go for the first down. Let's see what they're going to do here. They've got Alex Kropp coming in.
They're going to try to tie it up, Beck.
He will spot it down at the 27, so we're talking about a 37-yard field goal. And he's got plenty of distance.
Oh, it hits the goal post and falls backward.
Dives for the first down. Looks like he'll be short of the first down up on the 45. Needed another yard.
and that's good decision making. We talk so much about the 27 touchdowns, the 2 interceptions, but right there, everybody's covered. He's not going to force it. He's going to get upfield and get some positive yards. And what's great about that, it also gives something for Carmel to think about, and this would be a great time for the
Price going to go all the way in for a score, but there's a flag all the way back at the 40-yard line from that vicious hit delivered from Warren Central there.
I tell you what, that was a
this
vicious
is coming
hit.
back.
That's going to come back, but that was a vicious hit. I want to see the replay on that because
oh my
goodness, this is going to be unfortunate.
And it looks like it's going to be
unfortunate. Let's look at this.
Foul.
Oh no! I don't see that at all. That was I think it was clean. It was hard, but it was clean.
Well, they called a personal foul there on Warren Central. That will negate the score and push Warren Central back to the 27.
Almost picked off defensively by Riker Large again.
Yeah, that's the old tip problem, and almost always when they're tipped, they get intercepted. Large looked like he had a great opportunity to get it, but just wasn't able to. Take a look. It was tipped right there, and honestly, the receiver kind of helps defend him not getting that.
Clock showing exactly 1 minute to play in the first half. 10-7 football game in favor of Cathedral. Little mix-up in the backfield, trying to turn the corner, gets to the edge on the near side, and here comes a late flag after the carry by Dalen Hall.
Yeah, I'm thinking Cathedral might get called for a hold here. Let's wait and see what the call is. They threw that flag right out. David Perry. Hold, Cathedral, yep. David Perry was the blocker from this outside block.
So we'll back him up, and this may be a deciding factor, Jan, as far as how Cathedral wants to play the final 51-4 in the first half. Had they got the first down there, they got some green grass in front of them out there.
Absolutely right. That's a big penalty for the Irish.
Jordan Thomas set right down to the lower left-hand corner of your screen. He's one of the wideouts. Twins to the left side of the offensive line. They'll keep it on the ground, try to get to that edge again, and be forced out of bounds at the 37-yard line. And it will be, let's see, wait till they spot it. They'll spot it right at the 38, and they've got to get the ball across the 40 to about the 43, so they got about 5 yards to go for the first down on third down. Clock at 46.5 seconds to go in the first half. You can hear the New Pal crowd right below us. They have been in this thing right from the opening kickoff. Going to go for the whole thing. Upfield, overthrown. Pass intended that time for David Perry.
Really good coverage, man-to-man by Canefield. Luke Canefield, step for step with the receiver. It would have had to have been absolutely perfect, really, for any shot at a reception there. Good coverage by the Dragons.
So in comes Nate Hillenberg to punt the football away. This will be his second punt of the first half with 40.8 seconds remaining. High snap and almost blocked. In fact, they may have got a piece of it. It hits it about the 40-yard line. Takes an Irish bounce inside the 30 down to around the 29.
Well, you're right. It looked like New Pal.
Archbold back there out of the Wildcat running for the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 Homestead. They've
second and short might be a chance to try to push this ball deep down the field.
Coverage is towards the line of scrimmage for North Vermilion. Blake White sees it. He elects to do a counter play to McFadden. McFadden very patiently gets the first down. And again, you see 3 North Vermilion Falcon players having to bring him down at the 40-yard line. This guy is just so hard to bring down.
And you hear it all the time, but this is a perfect example. He runs angry. He looks like he's extremely mad at the entire roster of North Vermilion, and it works out for him. I mean, that dude, like, he'll swing his elbows around, not in a malicious way, but he runs the football angry, and they move the chains.
So moving the chains for Lutheran. Another first down. Ball is marked at the 40-yard line. White looks to throw deep down the field. Has Fabian open, and it is incomplete. Ball a little underthrown for Fabian. Pass deflection there by Lucas Cook for North Vermilion. Second down.
Yeah, that's a good matchup. Cook against Fabian out there, and that really is a great matchup. Cook had that big return earlier in the ball game, and then Fabian had some space out there, and as you said, just a little bit underthrown, but I expect him to work him on the sideline. Fabian's an impressive receiver.
Looks to be single coverage all along the line for these receivers, so Blake White will have his opportunity all game. And before we get a play call, a timeout is going to be called for Lutheran. We're going to take a quick timeout as well. The score is tied at 7 apiece with 3:45 to go. Lutheran driving down the field.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Which means we're going to redo it again.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yep, I think that's what you have there.
My goodness.
Inadvertent whistle. And thus we're going to replay the down again, I believe is what the rule is.
That is unfortunate. We'll say that's unfortunate from Zionsville's perspective.
Yeah.
And very fortuitous for Jason Simmons of the Ben Davis Giants.
In this game, we've talked about it already. You got to be good, but you also have to have a little luck. And right now, Ben Davis has been a beneficiary of 2 or 3 calls that have certainly been fortunate for them.
But I will say this from Scott Turnquist's philosophy. The officials will not hear a word from him because he made it very clear to this staff very early on in the season that arguing with officials, disagreeing with officials' calls, berating officials is simply not going to be tolerated. He said, if anyone's going to talk to him, I will, and I'll talk to him the way I want, period.
And I know he's frustrated. I get that. And I tell you what, the officials are frustrated. They certainly don't want something like that to have any kind of hindrance or help in this game. Eric Snyder and his crew, again, they're a phenomenal crew. They're a state championship crew. And it's one of those things I just feel badly for them. I feel badly for both teams here because it is something that's going to affect at least right now.
Unfortunately, it could easily change a lot in terms of the outcome because, they could have had the ball at the 15-yard line with, 31 seconds left and 2 timeouts, and now they're a long, long way from that. And Ben Davis really deciding right now just to not even really dispatch anyone deep, and that's a low punt that's going to bound down and take a Zionsville bounce inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line, and that's where the Giants will have the football. And I don't know that you'll necessarily see Jason Simmons and company be too aggressive with 23 seconds left, considering they get the ball to start the second half.
No, and I tell you what, it's one of those things now, the way the game's gone, as good as Zionsville's been on defense, again, I'm not sure that you take a knee, but I don't think you'll see a lot here from Ben Davis, and I think we're going to have a little break here. I think Zionsville's calling timeout just to make sure they're in the right schematics to finish this half out.
15 sectional titles in the history of Zionsville in 3A, 4A, 5A, and 6A. Pretty impressive. 3 regional championships at 87, 96, and 2000. Semi-states at 87, 96, and 2000. And the 1987 3A title, the 1996 3A title. They played in sectional 5 with Avon, Brownsburg, and Pike, and of course members of
technology in my classroom every single
that happened.
With 24 seconds remaining.
You see the replay here? He just launches it there, and he's wide open. There's nobody there. He just kind of walks it into the end zone. 3rd and 27. Wow.
45-yard strike as Jackson comes out for the extra point. This one is up. And it is good, so Warren Central takes the lead, 7-6.
Single play that time gets enough for a first down on an 8-yard carry.
I'm sitting here ready to compliment Weston Rowe because he forced the running back to cut back upfield. The DN Rowe stopped him there, and he cut it back up, trying to force him into his defenders. And somehow McFadden moves the chains. So especially on that far side, there's no reason to give up on the play because McFadden can make things happen.
We've got 1:35 to go here in this first quarter alongside Sean Stewart. I am Charles Benberry. Thank you for tuning in to regional football between the North Vermilion Falcons and the Lutheran Saints. Winner will move on to Lucas Oil Stadium. Play action pass to Fabian on the outside. Cuts through there, gets another first down for Lutheran. And another first and goal situation for Lutheran. They're moving the ball down the field after having the ball at their own 40.
It's interesting because they took Fabian, put him to the right side, and then Lucas Cook, the number one corner for North Vermilion, fouled him that way. So those two, it's a heck of a matchup between those two, and Fabian's been winning out early on. You see him now on the near side. It's Fabian and Cook matching up.
Fabian just out of the viewing picture. They're going to throw a fader out to him on the back of the end zone. He catches it. Touchdown, Fabian. And Lutheran marches back on top.
Yep, just the matchup we were talking about here. Fabian versus Cook. And they tried a couple comeback routes, and they worked. You had a 3rd and 8, a comeback route earlier in this possession. So they had him thinking up front, and instead they went with the fade route. He got right past him. You can see the look of anguish with Cook. Touchdown for Lutheran, and Fabian, the big play receiver, nice grab in the end zone.
His 6th touchdown on the year, came in with 40 receptions. He's got about 5 of those today. The extra point by Mattis. He continues his streak. That is through the uprights. So 14-7 is our score. Lutheran lead.
It's been a very even match so far between two of the best in the state.
It has been a really even match game, and again, you know, the first time they played, Warren Central was trying to get to the locker room just to kind of recover what Center Grove was doing to him. Tonight, it's just the opposite.
As Jackson will line up, take a knee on it, and that's how we will go into halftime with the Warren Central Warriors leading the Center Grove Trojans 7-6, thanks to a 45-yard missile from Kobe Moore.
Basketball, I know he can jump and do some neat things here. I'll be curious to see what Jason Simmons and Caleb Small come up with here. Would not be surprised again if it's a quick hitter. Try to get yourself a little closer and then make one throw towards the end zone.
Talked about Ben Davis starting 1-3 with losses to open the season to Brownsburg and Avon. They beat Pike 35-34 and then were beaten by Center Grove 48-20. A 2-overtime win over Warren Central is what changed the fortune. They fell short against Lawrence Central October 11, 23-20, and they've not been beaten since.
Well, I tell you what, they ended unbelievably well in the mid-conference. Saw that a couple times. And to win that conference, I know there are multiple teams, but to be a team that was 5-2 in conference, great job by Jason Simmons.
Gibson looking left, pressure coming. Zionsville bringing it. He stops, throws it back across the middle of the field, and it is complete down inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. But I think time is going to expire, and they're going to head to the locker room. So an interesting first half. I think Jason Simmons, the message will be we've got a 14-0 lead. All we need to do is hold serve at this point, but they'll have to continue to be aggressive. But again, neither team playing squeaky clean football, helping one another quite a bit, in fact. And we've reached the intermission again of the 6A regional title game with Ben Davis leading Zionsville 14-0 on the IHSAA Champions Network.
It's so good set of downs on the Homestead defense, and you see when Carmel gets behind the chains and Christian Williams is forced to throw the football, they become a very uncomfortable offensive team.
J.D. Rogers in to punt the ball away. First punt tonight. He's a yard deep in the end zone. He has 36 punts on the year long of 53, averaging over 37 yards a punt. Takes a bounce, and across it takes a big Carmel roll all the way inside Homestead territory down to about the 45, but nonetheless, it'll be very good field position for the Spartans. Do we have a flag down there at the other end? Apparently not.
Apparently not, and I tell you what, when they can get off the field like that, the Homestead offense can mount a drive. You're protecting your defense, Joe.
Tonight's game also being brought to you by Acme Bar and Grill, located 1105 East State Boulevard, Kurt's Meal Power Wash, and by Indiana Wesleyan University. You can visit them on the web at indwes.edu.
Big series here, and if I'm Homestead, I am hyper-aggressive with my short, controlled passing game here.
Previous possession, Spartans got it down to the 16, but good defense enables them to get the ball back at their own 45. 7-7 tie. Here's Goody out of the pistol, looks on the read option, hands it off, and Burton looking for running room, slides off to his right, has positive yardage. They're going to mark him down, though, back around the 46.
That's good push up front, and I tell you, that nose tackle for Carmel, Cole Brevard, 6'3", 305. I call him a dancing bear because his feet are so good, and he's clogging that middle. So good effort by Burton to get the positive yards. But Homestead's going to have to stretch the field a little bit here with their passing attack, Joe.
You know, Burton and Burris have done such a great job, but wow, do they miss Braden Hardwick. Now they're going to flip-flop Little again, tight to the right side, the wide side of the field. 2nd down and 9, Goody wants to throw quickly, completes. It'll be short of the first down stick, into Carmel territory, down to about the 47-yard line.
Beautiful, and he finds his tight end, Griffin Little. That's his safety valve, Joe. Carmel comes with the blitz, and Little just gets down the field and turns around, makes himself available, and Goody reads it. Beautiful offensive football, and I tell you, the maturity and the development of Luke Goody at the quarterback position, I see it, Joe, week after week. Tonight, I'm seeing him really analyzing that blitz game that Carmel's throwing at him.
Now the Homestead needs a long 2, though, to convert on 3rd down.
Welcome back to Indiana SRN as Western Boone and Heritage Christian. We are at halftime.
We're willing to.
Behind the line of scrimmage by the linebacker for Carmel, Ty Weiss. Ty Weiss is 6'3", 225. Archibald 6', 205. And who wins that battle? Archibald does. He drags Ty Wise an extra 2 or 3 yards to get a huge first down. So unbelievable effort that time, Joe. There was nothing there on that play, and Archibald just continues to just ball out of his mind week after week.
Well, they didn't like the quarterback alternating they did a year ago, but there's a time and a place for the Wildcat and Jake Archibald, and we've seen it the last 2 weeks. Goody to throw again, looks on the out pattern, leaping high. The catch is made inside the 40 to about the 39.
That's a brilliant play. It's a great play call because Carmel's giving you a cushion. And on that one, Goody gets the ball out to Kistler, and Kistler does a nice job of running the route. But that's a wide side out, Joe. That's an NFL throw to muscle that ball across the field like that, and Goody continues to be on time with the passing game.
That was a gain of about 6 on that pass. So 2nd down and short 4 now coming up. And speaking of coming up, halftime, our Indiana-Michigan Power halftime show. It'll be a best of as Jody Chambers from Parkview Ortho Express will join us. So 2nd down and short. Here's Burton looking for running room. Not going to find anything. Carmel came through and met him for a loss back around the 40.
And that's Ty Wise. And that time, Ty Wise scrapes from his linebacker position and drops Burton in the backfield. So that's Carmel's adjustment to Homestead's run game. So you don't want to abandon the run, but if you're Homestead, I attack with that short controlled passing game because Carmel is committed to take away your run game.
So now 3rd down, but 3rd down and a long 5. Ball's at the 40-yard line. Got to get down to the 35 on this snap. Game clock moves inside of 7 minutes. Time remaining. 7-7 tie. Goody read option. Wants to throw. Looks. Jump passes. On the way. Incomplete. Now there was a little contact downfield, and now there finally is a penalty flag throw.
That's a good call. Now, Carmel's going to argue if that ball was uncatchable. We'll take a look at the traction replay here in a moment and see. But Goody's facing the blitz in the pocket, Joe, and he hangs in the pocket and throws the ball. So the traction replay, Goody has the blitz all over him, Joe. Watch how he steps up and throws that ball, and the defender comes back through Kistler on that. So that's an excellent job for Goody to climb the pocket and get the ball out there for Kistler, and that's a good call because the defender comes back across the play, and that's a huge first down and a huge break for Homestead, but so impressive that Goody was able to step up and get that pass off.
Penalty takes the ball down to the Carmel 25-yard line now, so a new set of downs for the Spartans now with 6:49 remaining here in this second quarter. Fast-moving ball game, still a 7-7 tie. Archibald split wide to left. He's got one-on-one coverage out here. Here's Goody looking. Did hand the ball off and a straight-ahead carry inside the 25 down to about the 22-yard line.
Again, hammering away with their big back Burton. And I like what they're doing, Joe. I like the play calling for Homestead. They're trying to keep Carmel back on their heels, and the minute Carmel thinks Homestead's going to throw the ball every play, they come back and they slam that big back in there. So nice job with the play calling, and this is a huge point in the game because Homestead, if they could get a touchdown here and a stop, they get the ball starting the second half.
Call it a gain of a couple, 2nd down and 8. Now again, the flip-flops of the two tight ends, including Cam Rogers off to the left. Here's Goody again looking and being pursued, and they've got him for a sack outside the 30-yard line at the 32.
And there wasn't much Goody could do on that one. That was the all-out blitz, and Goody just tucked it and ate it that time, and that's what Carmel's going to do. Carmel's really good with their defense, Joe, and their linebackers, they can bring those linebackers on a blitz. So those receivers for Homestead has to recognize that and help Goody out.
That'll be a loss outside the 32, back around the 33-yard line. So now it becomes 3rd down and 18.
And if you remember last week in the same situation, Homestead threw the fade pass to Kistler on the outside and burnt Carroll on a big play.
Carroll's got 2 safeties back. Goody to throw again. Looks, throws over the middle. He's got a catch. That'll be short of the 1st down, but inside the 25. Now it'll be still 4th down, and a decision. Do you bring Gunnar Fry on to try to get the lead? Fry, if you're looking ahead, 6 of 8 on the year.
Well, it's a tough call here because Fry's been so good all season long, but I like what Homestead did. That time they ran Archibald on the square in, and Goody's on time, so they got some big positive yards. So it's a big decision here. I tell you, Fry's been so good. Yeah, he's been so good this year, Joe, and he's been so clutch.
Was 1 for 1 against Carroll, had a 20-yarder, and it looks like they want to talk things over. Play clock is down to 1. I believe there's going to be a timeout called by the Spartans. Then they will take a timeout. So we have 4:31 remaining. It'll be 4th down and
Ellis will scramble to his right, now stop, and will throw an incomplete pass. A flag is thrown, as you saw, at the end of the play. I don't know if that's going to be in the area of holding or maybe intentional grounding. There was not a receiver at the top of that route there for Ellis, so interesting play call here coming up.
It looked like Deontay Jones was upset. The defensive player for Lutheran was upset about what he thought the official would call. So, did they pick up? No, they're going to move it forward. So, it was either defensive holding or pass interference. We'll see. Pass interference.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's another penalty for Lutheran in a big position here. And it looked like North Vermillion was just going to throw it away. So, that late in that play, when it looked like everything was going poorly for North Vermillion, not a very smart penalty from Lutheran.
But penalty half the distance to the goal and an automatic 1st down. So, a 1st and goal. Ball is down at around the 3-yard line. Another shotgun formation for Ellis. We'll be seeing him there a lot. He will keep it himself, goes to the outside. Does he get in? He is going to be marked at the 1. So does not get in. Good job of a gang tackle by Lutheran. And that is going to be a 2nd down and goal from the 1.
I like the toughness from Ellis there, though, because he was going straight into the face of some big dudes. Tried to get into the end zone, didn't get it, but you still got 3 more tries.
And now an official timeout here. Let's see if they... I'm not sure if there's going to be a change or there's an injured player down in the end zone for Lutheran. We cannot see the number.
It looks like Jones, I believe, number 6.
Yeah, a player is down for Lutheran. So we'll go and take a quick break while he's being tended to. 14-7, Lutheran leads, but Vermillion on the 1-yard line, knocking on the door to tie this game. You are watching IHSAA State Football Tournament on Indiana SRN, presented by the Indianapolis Colts.
Handed off. Here's a run up the middle, and a big run across the 40 to the 44-yard line, and Downing just bowls his way over would-be
And that's the Carmel power rushing attack that time. And that was number 39, Zach White, that time. I thought maybe Downing would get it, but that was Zach White, Joe, number 39, that just runs up the middle, and that's what Carmel wants to do. Homestead's got to do a better job at the point of attack, and they got to make that tackle with their linebackers.
And White goes over 200 pounds as well as a runner. Now it's 1st and 10, improving field position. Here is Williams on the keeper plate, steps out of a tackle, works to the left side. Williams still on his feet, got another first down at the Homestead 41-yard line.
And that's what Williams brings for you. He comes in 4.5 yards a carry, 5 touchdowns. He's a wide receiver playing that quarterback position, but he gives you those looks, and he can be very difficult to get on the ground. And now Carmel's got some momentum, Joe.
Had 8 carries last week for 33 yards, and he also scored a touchdown. Threw for 2 more.
This is where Homestead safeties need to get involved in stopping this run game.
Ellis will elect to have 2 guys in the backfield this time. He is going to hand off to Reynolds, and Reynolds is easily into the end zone for a 1-yard touchdown. So this game is back and forth as we expected going into tonight's matchup. Reynolds this time will get the touchdown.
Once again, I like the play calling. You're on the goal line. You're trying to mix things up against this Lutheran defense. So you brought an extra running back into the backfield, 3 dudes standing back there, and Reynolds took the handoff from Ellis and went right up the middle, because a lot of successful runs from Ellis on that drive, but this time they go to Reynolds, and he punches it in.
Mackenzie Crowder in for the extra point. Her kick is up, and it is good. This game tied at 14. Good action tonight between Lutheran.
Carmel's huge up front, and they want to run those big offensive guards and pound away at Homestead. I don't know what the delay was there. If I'm Carmel, I'm upset because I've got some momentum, but, it's going to be a penalty on Homestead, so we'll see. I didn't see what the penalty was, Joe, but that's another break for Carmel. Now Homestead needs to suck it up. Needs your defense to make some plays.
Yeah, Justin Shippey, our referee, is just making indications of the far side. So that's going to be a spot of the football inside the 20 to the 19. Carmel with a great chance now inside the red zone, trying to break the 7-7 tie. Rogers stays in as the running back, offset to the right. They've got a protector also offset to the left. Here's Williams, looks to Rogers again, dives straight down, close to the 16, maybe closer to the 15.
Yeah, it's a nice job that time by Nick Martin to come in and make that tackle, so better for Homestead. Luke Palmer also in on that tackle, so Homestead needs to key on those big backs and take that away and force Carmel to throw the football.
Now Downing comes back in. It's one of the protector running backs as well. Gain of 3, makes it 2nd down and 7. Clock a factor, we're 2:38 time moving. They'll stay with that same set, 2 wide to the right. Now a little motion to the right side as well, but a straight ahead carry and a big hole again down inside the 10 as the carry down to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, and that's Rogers that makes the tackle, but right now that front 3 for Homestead needs to step up and really try to get into that Carmel offensive line and create some piles.
Play will, and by the way, we've got a stoppage. They may be close enough. That was a gain of 9, maybe more than that. And let's see if they're going to come out for a measurement. So we'll take a look, but it's going to be the Greyhounds knocking on the door. And we hope you're enjoying tonight's game on SummitCitySports.com. You can locate them on Twitter at 260 Sports. Sponsors tonight also include LS Tech, a Mexican restaurant. Also Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning.
Up on the platform, on the Summit City platform, Joe, halftime scores, Dwenger 28-0 over Lafayette Harrison, so Dwenger looks good. And Concordia hanging around. A lot of people didn't think they had a chance. 21-14 Chittard over Concordia, so good games up on the Summit City platform and a good game here. And now a big chance for Homestead. You got to get a stop here now.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Dylan Downing checks back in. He's offset to the right side. Williams in the middle. Now he's got motion right to left behind the line of scrimmage. Here's a counter run coming to the right. Better defended this time. It'll be a gain of about 1.5 yards.
Nice job to get in the backfield, and Lehman helps out. Mickens comes over, and Carmel tries to fool Homestead with the misdirection. But great read and react by Homestead, Joe.
Now also Zach White is out there as well. So it'll be second and goal for gain of 2. Second down and goal from the 7-yard line. 2 wideouts again to the left side, the wide side of the field. 1 wide to the short side as well. Now motion out of that. That's Colton Parker back to the wide side to the left. Williams barking out the signals. Low snap. Has to take it himself. Will he pitch it? He'll run. Is wrapped up outside of the 5, back around the 6. So it'll be third down and goal. If you're looking ahead, field goal kicker Spencer Hanna. He's 6 of 10 this year in field goals with a long of 29. So third down and goal from the 6-yard line. We're inside of 50 seconds time remaining here in the first half. Crowd coming alive now on this big play. Big snap coming up. Zach White, the running back, the lone running back, offset to the left side, to the left of Christian Williams. And here is Williams wanting to throw. Looks, throws to the corners, got a man out there. The ball is caught for a touchdown. That'll be a 6-yard touchdown toss at the 28-second mark. So the Greyhounds, who started the ball game with a 1-play run for 67 yards by Dylan Downing, now come back with a nice delivery to the left corner on the fade pass by Christian Williams, and they have broken the tie. They're on top here at 13-7. We'll take a look on that. Meanwhile, Spencer Hanna on to try to make it a 14-7 ball game. He's got the elevation on the way, and that is good. 14-7, Greyhounds back on.
Langdon again out offensively for Indianapolis Cathedral.
That's Sean Oldham on that strip and fumble recovery.
Here's the hand inside across the 30 out to around the 33-yard line. Gain of about 3 yards. The last 4 times Cathedral's had it, they've gone punt, turned the ball over on downs, a missed 37-yard field goal, and now a fumble. So, Jan, with the exception of the first drive, which was some 65 yards, Spiegel's 1-yard touchdown run, they've not been able to do much offensively.
No, and give a lot of credit to the Cathedral's defense. They are absolutely the real deal. And once again, that secondary is not allowing anything open for New Pal.
Gain of 3, second down and 7. 9.5 to go, third quarter play in the regional round of activity here at New Palestine High School. Quarterback will kick again. Edwards spinning right side. That's that little belly option play. You tuck it in the belly of the running back, either Hall or Langdon, and then just hang on to the football yourself.
Yeah, number 2, Richard Cleverson, number 6'1", 203 on the tackle. Now, but the Irish are looking at third and about 2, Bake.
I'm seeing some smoke coming in over the field. That bonfire is really taking off over there.
I've noticed when New Pal plays really well, that fire gets really large.
Third down and 2.
Big play, Big.
Hand off. Perry end around.
He's got it.
And I think he's got the first down.
Boy, he ran that thing as far as he could before he could find something. Then at the second, find just a little bit of room, and a big first down for the Irish.
So they will move the chains on the far side of the field. And make it a first down. The first down of the second half for either ball club with 8:17 to go in this third quarter. 10-7 football game. Cathedral. Quarterback keep again across midfield down to the 40. Gets a little bit of an alley and boot.
Not too many D1 offers or thoughts, but a heck of a senior season. He just read that so perfectly, and no one there to try to tackle him after that. The quarterback, Ellis, did not read that correctly. McFadden read his eyes and took it to the house.
The 11th interception there from Ellis here. Very costly here in regionals, as now it is a 27-14 advantage, pending the extra point by Mattis. Low snap, but he does get the kickoff, and it is good. So
pounds per man from tackle to tackle. And the hands off this time to Hall. circling right side, and Hall's got running room and getting inside the 15 and knocked out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
Really, for the first time in this ball game, the Irish now are getting huge chunks of yardage the football against this New Pal defense.
That's a 21-yard run, and it looks like it may be coming back.
Justin, read option play. Quarterback has the option to keep it or hand it off, and he hands it off in a big game for the Irish.
I did not see the flag, Jan, but there's one against the Irish, and that's going to move them back. It must be holding again.
This is big, too, because that nullifies a big game.
That takes about 21-yard run and turns it into an 8-yard loss. It's back to the 41, and it is first down and roughly 20 yards to go for the first down. So a holding call negates a terrific run that time. He'll try to get it back. Lots of time. Throwing is Edwards, and just kind of throws it away. There's a receiver in the area.
Well covered by New Pal's secondary. He just gets rid of this one so he don't have to take the sack. Officials felt like there was a receiver in the area that time.
So the clock will stop at 7:16 here in the third quarter.
But you know, Big, he's got a lot of time to throw the football. New Pal is not able to put a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, he's got a lot more time
than Roth
does on the other side of the coin. Yeah,
and that's a big difference right now.
Second down and 20. Low snap, picked up, comes to the near side. The pass is caught over here by Michael Page, and Page will knock out of bounds and around the 31-yard line.
Well, to this point, Cathedral has now developed their offense. They've really got this field stretch and forcing New Pal to stretch their defense and guess a little bit, and you never want to get yourself in that situation.
It'll be a gain of about a dozen yards, Jan. It'll be third down and 8 yards to go for the first down. Interesting call coming out now.
Yes, sir.
For the coaching staff of Bill Peebles.
As big as any play to date.
You can hear the crowd below us.
Yes, sir. They know it, too.
They're really into this game. Hall, nope. Quarterback keep again. I don't think he, I know he doesn't have it, but let's see down what they want to do on fourth down.
Yeah, it's going to be fourth and about 4, Bake. Decision time now for the Irish.
Because as I watched Hall swing to the right side, Jen, I'm not sure there were more than one or perhaps 2 defenders in that general area out there. So here we go.
Here we go, Bake. Not getting bigger than this.
Fourth down and 4.
Everybody knows it, too.
At the 27. They're going to pass on first down, and it is caught inside the 15. He goes down to around the 10. Still moving forward down inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line.
Just
what a terrific play call.
Great play call. Play action. Gets it to the big guy.
Brendan Wooten, a tight end.
Well, Wooten, 6'3", 225, and big yards after catch here is even bigger. He froze all the linebackers there with the play action. There's 5, 10, 13 extra yards after he catches the football. That one's a backbreaker.
Coming into this game, Wooten had only 14 catches for 170 yards and no touchdowns. What a big play. It's first and goal from the 8-yard line. They'll try to move it forward on the ground and get little, if anything, on the carry that time by Jake Langdon.
Much better defense that time by the Dragons, number 55, Kyle King, 6'4", 242 senior with a really nice low tackle.
I noticed Avon Jones, number 7, who leads the team in tackles. We have not called his name entire game. And he is their leading tackler coming into this game with 82 tackles and 5 sacks.
Cathedral eating a lot of clock here, Bake.
Second down and goal from the 7-yard line. Fake handoff, near side, trying to get to the edge. Inside the 5, knocked out of bounds at around the 4-yard line. And that is Luke Canfield, number 13, to come in to shove him out.
Yeah, the Irish love this play. They get cross action in the backfield, and it's just a read option, if you will, type play. He's got an option to hand it off or to take it. Take a look here. This time he sees it, and he hands it off, and boy, Cathedral absolutely is knocking on the door here offensively.
Third down and goal from the 3-yard line. Quarterback keep, nothing doing.
Avon Jones again, big, number 7, with a touchdown tackle save.
So it's 4th down and goal, and a loss of a yard back to the 4-yard line.
And even if New Pal can't add a minimum hold.
Well, they're going to go for a field goal, Jim.
Even at a minimum, you hold this drive to a field goal. That's still somewhat of a victory here. You don't want to give up points, but you certainly would prefer to give up 3 versus 6 here.
So be a 21-yarder. Allerding is 4 for 4 on the year with a long of 34. A 21, and it is no good.
No good. Wow.
They're a spread team, Ben Davis. They want to run the ball first, run the ball second, run the ball third. They've got great athletes on the edge, but you've got to know where Hassel is, and you got to know where Gibson is at all times.
3rd down and 9. Gibson with a back to the right. That's Hassel. He's going to keep it, run it right, and he's not going to be able to slip through the shoestring tackle by guess who, Garrett Williamson.
I tell you what, phenomenal job by Luke Nolan here. Watch him on the edge here. Okay, he's there. He's got him and gets to it. Actually, I thought it was him, but that was certainly my fault. Garrett Williamson, but great job of hanging on.
Big conversion here for the Ben Davis Giants. Equally huge for Zionsville. 4th down and about 4. Gibson waiting on the snap, has it, looking right, pressure coming, throws it, pass caught near the goal line, caught at the 1-yard line, in fact. 1st and goal for the Ben Davis Giants.
Great throw, great catch. Again, look for Ben Davis to go fast here. Look at Gibson, boom. Great job, puts it right on the numbers. Now, this is where Ben Davis wants to get on the ball and get going here because, again, they don't want to give Zionsville a chance to regroup.
Adrian Reese on the reception. He's got 32 catches for 245 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season. First time we've called his number tonight.
I've got a little wildcat again with both Cushenberry and Hazel in our Hassel in the backfield.
And Hassel gets to the end zone. That is the 3rd score of the night for Elijah Hassel. I don't know how you stop it. I really don't. I mean,
you're a man short.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
You just are because you have to have an extra gap. Anytime you're a quarterback, in that case, the Wildcat quarterback, and Hassel runs, you're just a guy short. You've got to win that one-on-one battle.
For Center Grove in the red zone. Jackson back to pass, looking over the middle. Has Vite breaks the tackle, he's in! They're going to call it in, touchdown Center Grove.
Well, I tell you what, that was a missed tackle that allowed him to get into the end zone there. But again, Center Grove takes the lead up 12-7 here with the point after pending here. Just a missed tackle there.
And Vite gets his first receiving touchdown of the season. He was the leading receiver for Center Grove, but hadn't gotten any scores.
Well, I tell you what, what a night to get one here. Reaching around to take the lead against the Warriors.
And we'll see if they go for 2 here. Looks like Center Grove going to take a timeout and talk things over as they're up 12-7. You got to think a 2-point conversion might be on its way here, and why not to try to even it out and get to 14.
Egg, though.
You go for 2 here. The only problem is if you don't get the 2, then your strategy changes a little bit.
Wave it off.
Yep.
They're going to wave off the flag.
Regional action in the state of Indiana. Usually touchdowns win your football games.
Touchdowns do win your football games.
You don't see as many field goals. You got to get 7 on the board. This one looks like Coach Moore wants to keep his offense out there, doesn't want to get tricky with it.
Quick pitch.
He want to get his guys out there
for the extra point.
Plow forward and try to get those couple of yards.
Stick to the basics, and we're used to seeing them just kind of methodically run the ball down the field and run the clock. So you have to wonder, once they get the lead, I'm sure we'll see that from the Trojans. There's a coach that, the shorts. How focused do you have to be to have shorts on a night like this? You have to be focused. I'm not that focused, let me tell you right now, because I'm freezing.
Well, here comes the Trojans out of the timeout. We'll see how focused they are. Jackson under center. This time, play action, roll out Jackson, keep it in himself all the way in. 2 points on the board. for Center Grove as it's back to a 7-point lead for the Trojans.
And that's what we talked about Jackson in the open, about what he can do with his legs there.
He had a man there. I think that was Kindig. It was Kindig, number 4, the 5'7" wideout.
As we mentioned in the halftime break, they're leading the third quarter. They needed to convert on one or two of those passes to get some field, to flip-flop the field. They just have not been able to connect on the long ball.
It's one of just a few times that Davis has gone downfield tonight. You know, Kindig's only 5'7", but I have seen him go up and make a play in one-on-one coverage.
Yeah,
a la Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, Kindig's a tough wide receiver, no question. But also a baseball player and basketball player, 3-sport athlete.
Rolling out of the pocket as Davis gets away from one man, avoids a second tackle, throwing back against the grain, and it's caught. That's a first down, and I think that was Vanderbosch. And are they going to tack extra onto that? He was thrust out of bounds, and it was Vanderbosch tackled by Leo Diltz.
That was Grossman, Thad, number 6. Tyler Grossman on the grab. But a big play it was.
Davis had to avoid. Well, he got 2 defenders close to him, but he had a bunch of Trojans pursuing him on that play. And you're right, it was Grossman on the catch. He had the touchdown catch earlier in this game. Davis sets up the screen to the far side and gets Grossman, I think, again, and he gets tackled behind the line by Max Schrage.
Yeah, another great play. He had that interception in the first half on the deflected ball. Made a good play on the ball. But this defense is good as well.
Tyler Grossman was the second leading receiver for Concordia last year. I believe he's the second leading receiver for them again this year behind Jalen Vanderbosch. Of course, last year they also had Kamari Anderson Drew
again and taken down inside the 15. We'll see where they finally spot it down. And Spiegel again, the guy that's getting the job done. Boy, he is as advertised.
Yes, sir. Somebody just woke up the bear, I can tell you that. Here's another huge run. And Bake, real quickly, a common opponent for both these ball clubs is Center Grove, and they have now went ahead of Warren Central 14-7 in the third.
That is a 30-yard run and a personal foul face mask called against Cathedral. That moves it half the distance to the goal. It's first down and goal from the 5-yard line. And this thing is completely collapsed on the Irish.
Yes, sir. Boy, it has turned on a dime. I go back to that big play from Roth to Raudebusch. That absolutely got things going, and next thing you know, the fuse was lit, and here comes Mr. Spiegel.
Well, we had made reference at halftime to the fact, John, that Charlie had been kind of muddled up a little bit in the first half despite that 50-yard touchdown run, or 50-yard run. And this one gets down inside the 5 to around the 3-yard line. And again, that's Charlie Spiegel. And it'll be second down and goal from the 3.
Boy, Beck, how big will this be if New Pal can stick one in here?
We're down to a minute and a half to go in this third quarter. Spiegel caught from behind that time. Good stop by Quentin Cannon that time.
Yep.
Come in from behind to make the stop.
Cannon really kind of saves a touchdown here down to about the half-yard line.
Well, guess who's going to get this handoff?
Well, or do they fake and get everybody going with them?
Well, Roth's had a pretty good night running the football himself. They give it to Charlie. And let's see.
Got it!
1 yard in from Spiegel.
Mr. Spiegel now with 3 touchdowns on the night. 20-10. New Pal has a chance to add one more onto this total and make it 11, Bake.
Here's the point after. It is good.
Trying to throw the football This time, no pass interference from Fabian. And you mentioned the size difference. That's going to be there all game.
It is, and they're leaving Lucas Cook. They're saying, you're 5'7", but you're a senior. You're one of our main players. We need you to defend him by himself. They're not giving him a safety high to try to help him. There's no double coverage coming. So they keep tossing it up to Fabian, and I don't blame him. This time, Fabian kept himself from pushing off. He just waited for the football and reached it at the high point. And once again, more points for Lutheran, and already 34 on the board, and we're not even through one half of play.
Mattis puts the ball through the uprights, makes it a 35-14 lead. Lutheran, 21 unanswered points.
All season long, look for them not to give up here.
And what Ben Davis is capable of doing in this situation, though, they may not get the ball back in this quarter. Yeah. I mean, they have that ability, and they find some success with a quick screen out in the flat.
Well, the one thing that Ben Davis does, they run to throw the ball. They've established the run. You're now inside. You're trying to keep all eyes there. They run a quick screen off of the run, a little RPO, and now they're good enough on the perimeter, goodness gracious, to take the distance.
Chris Peters getting some time. They throw that one out the flat. They come the other way with that play. Jalen Nolan, the intended target, and that one's incomplete. Stopping the clock, making it 2nd and 10, and there's a flag down on the play.
Well, I tell you what, if you're Jason Simmons, you're not real happy with Robert Peters right now. There's no reason. I know you're blocking, but you got to stop when you hear the whistle. And it looks like it's on Zionsville. I thought
they are going to put that personal foul on. Nope. Now they're going to change the call. Now they're going to put it on Ben Davis.
Yeah, I thought it was Robert Peters. I thought he was a little chippy on the play there and a little extracurricular activity. And again, not sure if he started, but he sure as heck got caught.
One of the first things Evan said to me last week when I got home after our game at Mooresville is he reminded me that 10 years to the day, he played on a sectional champion at Monrovia and coached a sectional champion at Zionsville. He was obviously pretty happy after the win last Friday night over Brownsburg.
Well, it's one of those things that when you do things the right way, you're rewarded. And again, we talk about young coaches, and we talk about Scott Turnquist, we talk about Evan James. You're talking about guys that are good for football in the future. Our state's in great hands with coaches like that. And it's one of those things I'm excited about, what the future does hold for guys like Scott Turnquist and Evan James.
That makes it 2nd and 25 now, and Gibson's going to keep it. He's going to find about 5 yards before a couple of different Zionsville Eagles wrap him up and drop him. Sam Kidwell there on the stop. You know, I asked Jason Simmons in our conversations, I said, look, Dick Dullahan, Tom Allen, Mike Kirshner, why? Why?
Down of the season, as you see him cut right through on the quick snap. And he should have been stopped there. Another tackle there, and he just falls into the end zone. Center Grove is putting this thing out of reach.
It has been all Center Grove in this third quarter as Steele gets his first score of the season, and a special one at that, coming in at regional. As Watson comes back out to attempt an extra point. This one, no doubt about that, 21-7.
So now if you're Warren Central, the offense has got to come out here and they have got to get something going. They have to move the chains down the field. They've got to get points. Because again, once Center Grove gets the ball back, you're going to see more of that.
Even if you don't get points, you have to hold it for some time to give your defense time to rest as well. Center Grove, talk about just controlling the time possession. They've dominated this quarter. They've run all over Warren Central. That's as plain as simple as it's been between Weems and Steele. They've gotten it done.
They've gotten it done. And then if that's not enough, if they decide to run Jackson with it, I mean, they got another weapon as well.
So Warren Central in need of a big play from wherever they can get it. Down 21-7 late in the third quarter. Still a long way to go in this one, as the Warriors, like we always say, are the defending 6A state champs.
You're the champs until you get beat.
First down with the penalty yardage, I do believe.
Trojans, though, looking to finally get over this hump here at Warren.
Darian Gilbert gets in on the scoring action.
Just too easy for Shatar. Looks like Concordia, their heart is broke right now, and maybe giving up a little bit, which is hard to blame him, no doubt about it. But let's take a look at that Gilbert run. He's a talented back as well. As you mentioned his stats there earlier, he is a good-looking back. You see that move right there, that little stutter, and he got out to the opening. Wow.
2:54 showing on the clock as Forsey comes on for one more point after attempt. And he puts that one through.
And that makes it 35, a 35-point lead, which does go into the mercy rule on the next kickoff. Well, clock will roll and continue to.
Yeah, that's a brand new rule.
Play back in from his defensive end position. It results in a loss of 5. They'll flip it out. The quick screen again with some effectiveness to Jalen Nolan. They get the loss back and then some, and looks like they'll spot it right at the 40-yard line and bring up a 3rd down and 10. And we're thinking 4-down territory for the Ben Davis Giants.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ben Davis puts you in space. And again, Zionsville, phenomenal job of running to the ball. But what they do is they count on you missing that first tackle and be able to break it, and you're fast enough to get away from that support. Right there, Zionsville, great job of playing disciplined defense, breaking down fundamentally and making the tackle.
3rd down and 11. Gibson looking right, still looking right, has room up the right side. The pass is complete out in the flat to Adrian Reese, who doesn't have a lot of receptions tonight, but he's been an effective, sure-handed receiver, and he's found an opening when he needed to down to the 20-yard line.
Adrian Reese with 32 catches coming into the game, 3 touchdowns. Again, one of Trent Gibson's favorite targets. Great job of finding that hole in the Zionsville defense. Great job of taking advantage of it by Ben Davis.
You know what's frightening right now is as effective as Trent Gibson is as a runner, he's had a pretty good game through the air tonight too.
I tell you what, he is a good player. As he goes, so goes Ben Davis. Again, you talked about that earlier. We've talked about it. He's been great with the ball. He's been great running and passing, and he's really played a really complete game tonight.
Back to Reese, this time on the jet sweep from left to right. He gets +5 as he's able to turn the corner, and we're working toward the 2-minute mark. And as we said, they get the ball back with 6.5 minutes to go. They've got it inside the 20 now to the 16, and look where the clock is. It's approaching 2 minutes. They are chewing up clock.
Well, you talked about it. Why was it so important for Zionsville to get points? Because we know that Ben Davis can play keep away.
That's right.
And that's exactly what they're doing right now. Is you can't score for Zionsville if you don't have the ball. And Ben Davis is methodical. And they've done a nice job.
Hassel with the carry.
Look at that jump cut.
Yeah, I mean,
great job.
He found something there, that's for sure.
It wasn't a lot there, but he's making guys miss. He's doing things the right way. I really have been impressed with Hassel all year. We've seen him play a couple times, and I really just like the way he plays.
3rd down and 2. Hassel is shifted to the right. Gibson waiting on the snap. He's going to run it, and I don't think he's going to get the first down.
I tell you what, phenomenal job there by the Zionsville defense in general, and great job by Luke Nolan, it looked like here. Again, what I liked that happened, okay, is he attacked before Hassel could get going, and thus he clogged the hole up, because normally that's at least 3 to 5 yards every play.
Nolan, Williamson, both in on the stop.
Yep.
Williamson helped clean it up. Official's going to stop play, and Ben Davis going to take a timeout.
His body. Now look at his tackle, Bake. Absolutely perfect. Had the head to the side. That's the way you teach it. That's the way you execute it.
So the clock stops at 10:06 to go. 21 ball game. The Irish down after leading almost 2.5 quarters of this football game. Going to throw it again. Edwards can't get free. He's going to get sacked about the 48-yard line. A loss of about 10 yards on that play.
Bacon, I got to tell you, Cathedral is sending out 4 and 5 receivers, so this is no easy feat that Newport is doing, covering all these receivers.
They'll move the ball back officially now to the 48-yard line. It'll be 4th down and now 16 to go for the first down. So they sent the punting unit out onto the field. Allerding will get it away. It's a high kick, but it didn't go anywhere. Takes a kind of a neutral bounce.
And to roll 8-9 in the box.
Absolutely, because if I'm Homestead, I see that he's in the game. I'm good with my corners, Lehman and Leonard, roll the safeties up. They're too deep, Joe. Safeties need to come up and play at the point of attack.
That was a gain of 5, second down and 5. Quigley out of the shotgun formation, now backs away, still 17 on the play clock. 2 protectors in, right and left of him, 2 wide to the right as well. Quigley barking out the signals, read out, hands it off. There's running room up the middle again. They've got a chance. That's, I believe, Zach White all the way inside the 25-yard line down.
Good call.
Knocking on the door. There'll be another chance for the Greyhounds.
Good call, Joe Parson. That's Zach White. One cut and go, and Homestead misses the tackle at the point of attack, and luckily Archibald chases backside and makes a heck of a play to make that tackle. But they have got to get their safeties up at the point of attack, Joe, and stop this game.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line, and now they're going to have 3 wide to the right side. Quigley out of the gun again, backs away, checks the near sidelines. And Carmel trying to make a change defensively. They want to come up. One of the deep men coming in. Here's a run again, and that'll be a gain inside the down close to the 15-yard line.
That's better. That time Homestead.
Guard here. If he cuts right, he's got a chance. You talk about this. 6 minutes to go. They have the ball. They thought they may not give it back until the score, and that's exactly the way it's heading right now.
Yep. Side, roll Mickens, Hutchinson, and Etchinson, roll the safeties up and beat them at the point of attack and make them beat you throwing the football.
Quigley did get into the game against Westfield last week. He had 5 carries for 8 yards. So now it'll be 2nd down and 7. Game clock inside of 9 minutes. Here is a quick pass into the flats. That's a catch. A cut at the 15-yard line. And they'll drive it down inside the 10, and they'll have a 1st down, 1st and goal.
And that's okay. You got to come up and make that tackle.
And just like that, somehow, some way, Powell has flat out broken this thing wide open. Not a surprise. Look at Bake. That hole was unbelievable between left guard and left tackle.
64 yards. Alex Kropp will attempt the point after and hold it false.
Mark Janes, Lance Scheib happened
to stood up and driven back. Still on his feet, though, and down right back to the line of scrimmage.
Beautiful. That's Archibald from the safety position, winning at the point of attack and dropping White that time. That's what Homestead needs to do, because that front three is having troubles with that huge Carmel offensive line. Get your safeties involved. Have more guys at the point of attack.
2nd down and goal, still with the ball at the 7. A little bit more in the middle of the field, 2 wide to the right side. Now just 1 running back in there. Here's a handoff, off tackle run, and they will score. Off tackle run to the right side. It'll be a run of 7 yards at the 7:46 mark, and the Greyhounds on the board again.
And if you go back and look at that traction replay, I thought Homestead had him in the backfield, Joe. If you look at the traction replay here, Homestead has the penetration, but it's the wiggle right there away from Rogers that allows Carmel to get the touchdowns. Looked like that was John Rogers that ran that ball in that time for Carmel, but he breaks the tackle at the point of attack.
Now the extra point attempt is coming up, and then
going backwards, and this might be the lifeline that Warren Central needed.
They just need a little something, and again, if you're going to help them, you know that's you can't do that and expect to walk out of here to win. Got to be able to come out of here and clean some things up here in the 4th quarter if you're Center Grove.
Well, Warren Central declining the penalty. Would have been 10 yards instead. They're taking the down. Going to bring up 3rd and 13 for Center Grove. Ball at the 35-yard line. A huge 3rd down for the Warren Central defense.
And do they play it safe on the ground?
And there's the handoff to Weems, bouncing outside.
He's got room.
And ball's out. Recover Central. Up ahead of traffic. Reed makes a man miss. Finally dragged down inside the 20-yard line. There it is for Warren Central, the turnover that they needed.
I'll tell you what, this looks strikingly familiar to the first game, where the turnovers are the thing that actually killed Center Grove. Right here, the ball, as you can see, a great run. He gets through there and gets hit. Ball's jarred loose. And here come the Warriors in set up in great field position after this return here.
Isaiah Farrell, the man to pop it out for Warren Central, and that's a case where Weems was doing maybe just a little too much. He got caught up in the air. It was going to be a solid run, not enough for a first down.
Not enough.
But the turnover there not going in favor of Center Grove as Warren Central gets it with great starting field position. But now it's the Trojans' turn to lock down defensively.
It's their time
in the second half. Moore out of the shotgun. Handoff Wells, cutting inside, slipping down right at the 14-yard line. He'll get a couple.
And this, again, Center Grove's defense has played really well here. They've got to be able to shut them down here. And if they hold Warren Central to a three-point attempt here, that is a win.
Well, I'm not sure if we'll see a three-point attempt here.
Got to go for everything. You're saying regional rounds, you need touchdowns to win ball games here.
Ticking closer to 10 minutes to go in this ball game. Moore, low snap, picks it up off the turf, breaks a tackle, full head of steam ahead, breaks another one, stretching in, touchdown, Warren Central from 14 yards out. Kobe Moore again getting a touchdown on the ground, racking them up so far.
And as you see the replay here, that is called just wanting to win. He goes through there, breaks a tackle there, shakes him off, and gets right to the end zone. Touchdown, Warren Central. They are back in business.
Yeah, it's a whole new ball game now.
It's amazing how this game is just flipped. We were just conceding the win a few moments ago, and here come the Warriors.
Talked about it in the first game. That was the deciding factor as the extra point is good to make it a 21-14 game.
A marathon. It's not a sprint.
Oh, boy. And what a marathon the first couple of weeks were.
I understand. I got you. I got you.
And our buddy of mine's with us tonight. I've gotten to know from auctions. Looks like one of the Ben Davis players is suffering a cramp. Well, Don Carnahan, he actually shuttled me back and forth between Speedway and Monrovia for the better part of 2 weeks. And then I decided that I'd better try to get back in my car and drive myself because we were kind of rotating between Charlie Brown's Pancake and Steak and Speedway and Gray Brothers Cafeteria for lunch every day. And I was afraid we was going to put on a couple 100 pounds doing that transportation every day like that.
Well, I tell you what, it's great to have friends. It's great, again, this is something, and you talked about this earlier. Football brings together great people. It opens up so many doors. And anybody that's been involved in athletics in general understand, what I'm talking about. And it's neat to see these type things evolve. And like I said, it's 28-0 here, Zionsville. And I would, again, this game is far from a 28-0 game. Zionsville has played well. Ben Davis has been very opportunistic. And right now they've kind of taken control of the line of scrimmage, which is why they're up 28-0.
Center Grove 21, Warren Central 14. And I can tell you, Tom Blank is one of their defensive assistants, a longtime coach, well-respected defensive coach especially. And Tom told me a couple weeks ago, I teach with him at Monrovia, he coaches Center Grove. He said, we have been as banged up as we have ever been. And he said, I'm telling you, we get everybody healthy, look out. We can make a tournament run, and they're getting everybody healthy. Good run by Colin Price, by the way, inside the 40. Wiseman looking to throw, has plenty of time to do so, flings it up the right side and wanted Colin Price, and he turned it up the seam instead of toward the sideline where they were looking.
Well, I'll tell you what, to Coach Blank's point here, if Ben Davis is able to hold on, Center Grove's able to hold on, that was Center Grove won that first game handily. Different team now with Ben Davis. But, again, both teams will be playing great football at the right time. Again, this back end of Ben Davis really has done a great job with the receivers and really limited Cole Wiseman's ability to throw the ball tonight.
Yeah, solid as they've been offensively. Let's not discount their defense. On you, the shovel pass inside to Colin Price goes nowhere because Malik Temple didn't want it to. 23 tackles, including 7 tackles for loss. He's okay.
I tell you what, Malik is a player. Now, the reason his numbers aren't great, he didn't start really playing full-time until about week 5. Okay, he was kind of coming back from a off-season surgery. And Coach Simmons thought, hey, you know what, if we get him back the second half of the season and we're playing well, we got a chance, and that's exactly what Malik has done.
Right now is dominating this game, Homestead's front three. We mentioned it in the pregame. It was going to be so key how Miller and Raber played up front. And right now, Carmel's just running them over. And again, not to beat a dead horse, you got to get your safeties up and have more guys at the point of attack.
1st and 10. Carmel on the move once again, approaching 4.5 minutes, time remaining in the third quarter. Now the corners come up in press coverage, but again, it will be a run to the middle. That's Quigley finds some running room, and he's down to the 20-yard line.
Big hole again, 3-man front, and that time Quigley makes the run. So Carmel doesn't want to run him, but they want to keep Homestead honest and try to take some pressure off the running back. So this might not be a bad time if you're Homestead. I know you hate to burn timeouts, but you might want to burn one here and give your defense a blow.
Quigley barking out the signals once again, backs away, play clock at 17. He'll send 2 wide to the right side. Again, 2 protectors in, running backs either side. They want to run White. White stood up, but gets additional positive yardage inside the 20 down to about the 17.
And that's what we broke Carmel down. We knew how good Downing was, but we also knew John Rogers and Zach White are good. You mentioned it, Joe. They do a nice job of alternating their backs, keeping them fresh, and everybody seems to get a carry in this offense for Carmel.
Well, you look at the production, White with 271 yards coming in, Downing has 795, and Rogers with 454. Not many teams with that kind of production on the run game. 1st and 10 now at the 17 of Homestead. Read option, quickly takes it himself and fights his way inside the 15 down to about the 13.
And keep working. That's Rogers making the tackle that time, and Rogers and Palmer and Martin keep grinding, keep trying to make that tackle. Maybe you get a break on a turnover, but you got to get that stop. You know, you're 2nd down here. You got to play that man-to-man and get those safeties involved.
They'll mark it at the 13, 2nd down and 6. Quigley now is going to spread the offense. Empty backfield, 3 wide to the left, the short side of the field, 2 wide to the right. Rogers up in the slot to the right side, and it'll be Colton Parker split wide of him. Quigley looks left, takes snap, and wants to run the draw. Tripped up, hit, stepped out of 1 tackle, got to 10.
It's good defense out there that time by Homestead to attack. Looked like Palmer and Raber came down and make the play. I thought Carmel's offensive guard held on that play, and that could have been a penalty. But that's good defense. They just spread everybody out and try to run Quigley up the middle. But now a huge 3rd down. Bookmark this. Homestead's desperate for a stop, Joe.
Yeah, 3rd down and 4 at the 11, actually. Downing was out for that last snap. He's in there now. Now they're going to flank out one of the running backs to the right side. Quigley. Now they've got motion to the right side. They'll screen the ball. That's a ball caught at the 10 to the 5. 2nd effort. That's Downing inside the 5. Did not score, but it'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, and let's look at the traction replay on that. Carmel's not stretching the field, Joe. What they're doing is they're just dropping the ball off to Downing, you know, on the edge. So let's see what we have with the traction replay. If you see, Downing comes out of the backfield, catches that short pass, but looks second, boom, boom, boom. Breaks 3 tackles that time, Joe, and almost gets to the end zone. So Homestead's there, but you got to make that tackle.
We're going to have an injury timeout right now. One of the Spartans is down right trying to make that tackle. So that'll stop the clock with 1:44 remaining. Stoppage of play. This injury timeout brought to you by Parkview.
Attempt there in coverage for the Zionsville Eagles to get a hand up and knock it away was Jacob Gay.
Great job by Jacob. He's beaten a little bit, but recovers. To your point about Ben Davis, Russ Sumner. Jason was excited about getting Russ, named him as coordinator during the offseason. Just felt like it was a great fit for the Giants, and Russ really has put together a great year with his defense.
3rd down and 9 for the Ben Davis Giants, and that one batted down at the line of scrimmage.
What I love there, great fundamentals. You can't get home, get your hands up. That's exactly what Zionsville does here. Again, you can't get there, but I tell you what, you can be disruptive and cause issues by getting your hands up.
You come off the ball with your head up. That's key,
Yep.
you know, instead of just sticking your head in there and keeping it down. So Luke Nolan was the guy that batted that ball down. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. Memorial leading the Mooresville Pioneers 14-7. That's a good football game.
Like Trent's going to punt the ball here.
4th down and 9. Gibson's going to pooch punt it. It's going to roll and drop.
4 first downs. And Langdon's going to be brought down. And again, good defensive pursuit. And this time it's Avon Jones. As I mentioned, he leads the
zone from 2 yards out.
It's the Carmel offensive line, and we'll get the traction replay here. It's on the end, Joe, but watch, when we watch this traction replay, watch how the Carmel left side of their offensive line collapses down on the Homestead. Look at that block right there. Pushes everybody to the inside, and White gets to the end zone. So really, the difference tonight, Joe, is the Carmel offensive line. It really feels like a college offensive line.
I don't think that touchdown's going to count, Joe. They're going to move it back, a penalty.
Oh, it is. What a break for Homestead. I just gave you the beautiful breakdown, the traction replay.
Well, there's a reason for that great run.
Not so fast, my friends. So new life for Homestead, so a big break there. And big penalty for Carmel. And it looked like, Joe, that block was almost too good on that left tackle because he turned the Homestead defender in. And as we know on offensive line, you got to let go.
Holding call moves the ball back to the 11. So 1st and goal from the 11. And they'll run the ball again. Here's Downing. Spun around. Did he lose the ball? No, he holds on inside the 10 at about the 9.
Beautiful Luke Palmer making that tackle that time. So now Homestead's going to stiffen up here. If I'm Carmel, I don't even put the ball in the air. I don't take a chance. But if you're Homestead, you're playing hoping for that turnover, hoping for that break.
You know, as far as turnovers coming into the ball game, both teams were plus. The plus category, Carmel was +5. Homestead was +4.
Yeah, and Carmel really has cleaned up their turnover problems the last 5 weeks.
Downing at right half. I believe that's White still in there left half. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 9-yard line. Here's a sweep coming up to the left side. Downing can't turn. Well, does turn the corner.
Yeah, and gets the turn, drops his pad. So, boy, I tell you, that Downing is a good.
Right. Snaps good, holds good, kicks blocked! It's blocked! Oh my goodness, Unbelievable! Central with the stopper as Javion Stanberry gets in there.
Wow, I tell you what, these games never disappoint, ever.
They always deliver. Warren Central versus Center Grove. The hold was good, and right there you see number 2, Stanberry, coming in there, getting the stop, and Warren Central somehow still has a pulse.
They have a pulse, and that thing came pretty close to being knocked away, being able to pick up the return.
4:21 on the clock.
I'll tell you what.
Warren Central with it from their own 26-yard line, all 3 timeouts.
This might be their last opportunity to get the ball down the field.
Moore keeps it himself left side, following blockers. Defended well here from Center Grove as Moore gets about 2 yards on the play. You know, Warren Central has a chance, but this Trojan defense has been tough all night long.
They have, and I think Kobe has been more effective when they roll the pocket. I think that's what we have to see here.
Under 4 minutes now. Moore again out of the shotgun. Wells to his left, playing double duty from defense to offense. Moore, left side this time rushing. And there's just nowhere to go.
And that's not going to do it. That's not going to get it against the Center Grove defenders. That's not going to get it.
Austin Booker coming up with the tackle.
So now it's 3rd and 8. And again, you look at the clock. The clock is ticking down, and when Center Grove gets it back, you know what they're going to do. So this quite possibly, we know it's 4-down territory. It's got to be. This could be the season right here. This could be these next 2 downs could be the season.
And Moore out of the shotgun, looking left side, under pressure, doesn't see it, and Weems with a huge sack for the Center Grove defense back to the 20-yard line.
So now it's almost like you're down to 1 play, 4th and 16. I do not like any of the play calls on this possession for Warren Central. None of them
How about that? LJ Weems going untouched from the blind side.
And so now,
4th and 16, 2:30 to go. 3 receivers, bottom of your screen.
just got to get the ball in the air. Just get it out and get it up. Get it out, get it up.
Throwing it up deep for Brown, over his head, incomplete.
No flags.
Center
Clean
Grove
play. They get the ball back.
comes up with the stop. The Trojans get what they needed. Warren Central, however, was still with 3 timeouts. 2:20 to go in this one, but the Trojans starting out
in field goal.
in the 20.
Ellis, this time he gets a gain of 9 yards. Close to the first down marker. Let's see it. No, they're going to give him the first down, excuse me. So about a 10-yard carry there for Ellis on the first play of their second half drive. And it's going to be a first down for the Falcons.
Yeah, but you know it's going to be slow and it's going to be steady if they do drive and try to get some points on the board. But with this style of play, when you're already down by this amount, it's going to be tough to come back like that.
A handoff to Reynolds, this time off the right guard. He finds some running room here. Another 11-yard gain for the Falcons.
Okay.
2 run plays, 2 first downs.
Okay. That's what they try to look like. We saw that a couple times early in the game, and then Lutheran was able to fill some holes. But right there, a couple successful runs, and those two things bounce off each other. Ellis with the read option where he keeps it. That opens it up for Reynolds on the following play, and that's exactly how you draw it up if you're this North Vermilion offense.
Ellis once again in the shotgun formation. Once again another run play. He'll keep it himself this time. Dives past the 45-yard line. Mark him at the 44. Gain of about 6.
Looks like West Washington still leading North Decatur 24-16 in the third quarter. The winner of that takes on the winner of this one. Still, North Vermilion taking their time, and of course we just started quarter number 3, so I'm not getting ahead of myself here, but we didn't see a lot of urgency late in the first half. They really settled upon going into the halftime break trailing like that. So right now, not a lot of urgency, but a couple successful plays in a row.
This time a handoff to the backup running back for North Vermilion, Nick Myers. Also plays wide receiver for this team. Gets the carry, so should be a third down and manageable for this Falcon offense.
Here comes Jackson, handoff to Steele. He gets the yard and then some inside the 10. First down, Center Grove. And a score update for you guys. Carmel pulling away from Homestead up 28-7 there. And Ben Davis as well pulling away from Zionsville up 28-0. And what might set up a Ben Davis Center Grove matchup where the Trojans beat the Giants early on in the season.
That'll be a good one. Oh, I'm picking in that one. We're going to get a winner here first. I'm not going to say it yet.
As the Trojans just letting this clock dwindle down. Again, Jackson going to go under center. Gotta think Carson Steele going to get this ball yet again, and he does. Straight line right up to the 3-yard line. And Center Grove might pound this in one more time as well.
Yeah, they might do that. And again, this is, 123, just letting the clock run at this point. Looks like just took a timeout there, it looks like.
Looks like we have an injured Warrior down there. Right on the ball. They're going to take a timeout and tend to him.
Talk about for Homestead to bring him down, but Carmel's just wearing Homestead out. Just impressive, and Carmel really has a nice tempo too with their run game. And if you watch their offensive line, Joe, they all fire off. Nobody takes any false starts or false steps, and they just move Homestead in unison. Very impressive.
And Joe, the other thing that impresses me is the running backs. They wait until they see the hole develop, and then they just explode.
Running's really patient, and what a prospect. He's a power back, and I didn't see what the penalty was. Andrew, that was a late flag. I don't know if that was a personal foul, but Browning was 6 feet 216, and he's just so physical. Comes in, and I broke down. I was surprised he didn't have more yards than 795, but watching their game plan, they really split the carries.
Yeah, he's just one of many. Penalty moves the ball back down, I should say, to the 5-yard line. So it's 1st and goal at the 5. Zach White is in, offset to the left. Quigley out of the pistol, low snap, hands it off. There's White straight ahead, down inside the 5, at least to the 3.
Yeah, and that's good push that time up front. Looked like that was Bryce Raber. He's had a great season as a senior. Comes down and drops the back that time. So got to have some pride here and see if you can keep Carmel out of the end zone. Now Carmel's going to switch up their personnel this time and come back with the wide receiver, Aiden Ellison. They may put the ball in the air here, Joe.
Everybody backing away, and there was penalty against the Greyhounds. Tell you what, we're missing a lot of these calls tonight, and we love Justin Shippey. Our
time, it looks like, down just at the 1 with a minute to go. And Warren Central taking a timeout here on 3rd and goal. For one, maybe last-ditch effort here.
Yeah. Jackson's looked good tonight.
Absolutely.
He's done some tremendous things with his legs
and
his arm.
And when we talked to Coach Moore earlier on in the season, he said, we're going to ask Taven Jackson to come in here and win us football games. We just don't want him to lose us any football games, and he knows that. We need him to manage the game and get it to the guys that we know can really break out in the open space and make plays, and that's exactly what Taven Jackson has done.
Absolutely, he has tonight. Again, this is talk about, the situation here, 54 seconds left. Last year, in semi-state, they were at the 1-yard line with an opportunity to try to go in there and possibly tie the thing up. They're back here at the 1 again.
With a chance to put this game away.
With a chance to put it away. So again, in our pregame, we talked about Center Grove being able to finish games. This
read option does keep it himself and stood up outside the 10-yard line. So good defense by Homestead. Now whistles have got to blow, and the ball was taken away, but well after the whistle.
Yeah.
So to bring up.
I love Cam Rogers. He's still out there ripping the ball out. He's scrapping with the Carmel offensive lineman. He's desperate to get a turnover. So you got to love the heart that Cam Rogers plays with.
They will bring that ball back to the 10, so it'll be 4th down and goal from the 11.
Here it is.
Jackson again under center. This time handoff to Steele. And he's in for 6. Touchdown, Center Grove. As the Trojans pound it in one more time. Steele getting his 2nd touchdown of the evening from 1 yard out.
So hadn't played all season, comes in tonight, gets a couple of touchdowns, the game-winning touchdown, the momentum-changing play. I tell you what, man, he is as advertised. And again, with Carson Steele, Center Grove has an excellent shot to be down at Lucas Oil Stadium.
A little foreshadowing there.
Foreshadowing. I think we had one person on our crew that talked about that all season long. Not sure who he is, but
I think he was a former running back who never got in, I believe is what.
Exactly. You're absolutely right.
No, we heard.
Because as much as most teams would run the ball with McFadden in this situation, they are definitely down to pad the stats and throw the ball with a large lead. So as much as conventional wisdom would tell you they're going to hand it off three downs in a row, that's not what I've seen all season long.
So a 4th down, Lutheran will punt the ball only for a select amount of times today, and this time it gets a North Vermilion bounce. It will be down by Luke Beard. Let's see where they marked that ball. Looks to be at the 37, 38-yard line, so some decent field position for North Vermilion, and it seems like a broken record. I've said they just haven't been able to move the ball offensively. They seem stuck to run the football. We haven't seen Ellis throw the football really since that interception that he threw to McFadden.
It's just you got to find out with different creative ways to try to get the ball to your playmakers. And like we said before halftime, I'm not sure. I didn't know what they were going to talk about in the locker room or what they were going to try to come up with, because they tried a bunch of stuff in their playbook. None of it was working. So let's see how creative they can be.
Ellis will throw this time here, and it is another interception by this defense. Let's see where he can go at the 40-yard line. That's where he's going to run out of bounds. Intercepted by Deontay Jones, who was injured earlier in the game, came back into the game, And another turnover for Ellis, his second of the game.
10 for Warsaw.
Would have been David Ladeker for the Pirates.
Ladeker on the stop, so it'll be Amos behind center for the Warsaw Tigers. And he will pitch the ball on the right side. And once again, let's be straight about this. It's a good thing that we got a motion penalty, because the runner there, Marsh, had a lot of room, man.
Yes, he did.
2 huge motion penalties have gone in Maryville's favor.
Yeah, we haven't seen Warsaw run to that wide side of the field, and there was a lot of green space for the Tigers on that one, but luckily, in Maryville's favor, it goes backwards.
Chris Walton was, running after him. He might have got to him, but I'll tell you what, Marsh has some really good speed. So it'll be a big third down, and here it is. They're running again to the right side. Chris Walton out on the right side. Getting some room is Marsh, and finally getting off and making a stop and maybe getting the first down. That's just crazy. But I'll tell you what, that was an excellent working off the blocker. It looked like Marsh might have been able to take a long run there. But right at the end there, number 13, Adonis Johnson, able to work off his blocker and make that stop. That was tough.
That was, yeah. He got out in space, and he was tough to stop. Warsaw going on 4th down once again.
Yeah, 4th and 3 for the Warsaw Tigers. And they call the plays by holding up a number, like a scoreboard off of a CYO league. And it'll be Amos behind center, and he will pitch it off to the right side, and they'll get the first down. But there is a flag on the play.
It's going back. That was a hold.
And let's see if they're going to – Greg Webb, it would be his 8th holding penalty, and it is. That is a huge break for the Maryville Pirates, because they had the first down on that.
They did,
I'll tell you what, I have never, ever seen a game, and I have called many in the many years, where the referee has called 8 holding penalties. And originally, it was, I think, 5 in a row against Maryville, and now they've gotten a couple against Warsaw, and now they will punt.
And that's a huge penalty, yeah. I mean, Warsaw was home free. They were going to get another 4th down conversion, and now they'll be forced to punt. Great for the Pirates.
And is it the kicker that is also the punter?
Correct, yeah.
Harrison Mevis. See what he's doing. He's going to Missouri on a full ride. See what kind of leg he has to punt it. And he is running to the right, and he's able to kick a pretty good one. And it is caught, almost not caught by Glass. He almost fumbled it too, but Glass catches the ball at his feet and then starts running. I don't think anybody else on the field could do that, because that was incredible body control and to not fumble that ball. 28-21 is the score here in the third quarter. It is Maryville over Warsaw. And you're listening on AM 1230 WJOB and 104.7 FM. You're also watching on the WJOB network. And are we on Facebook Live? I did not even know. Are we? We are, yeah. We're on Facebook Live this week. And we're also on the WJOB network app and at IHSAA TV. Armani Glass off the left side. He'll get a gain of about 10 before he's brought down by a host of Wabash tacklers. And there's just a scrum going on. It's a little bit dangerous when you get held up like that. That's when you get the big. What did we get? Another. You're pointing to something. It better not be a flag.
No, that's a Yanni Law first down.
All right. Yanni. What is he? Yanni? Is he like got really long hair? No, he doesn't. Yanni is nothing like Yanni. Anyways, 1st and 10 for Maryville, and running the ball off the left side. When into about an 11-yard gain is Peter Rodriguez. He gets down to the 31-yard line. I like that play.
Yeah, that's where they scored. That's where they scored their touchdown on 2 possessions ago to close out the second quarter. Was that the third quarter or second quarter? Excuse me. And that's a great play. They bring Glass in motion for a jet sweep fake, and Rodriguez keeps it and goes up the gut.
Peter Rodriguez still in there, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Maryville at the 31-yard line of Warsaw. Rodriguez has nobody in the backfield. He's got 3 receivers right and 2 to the left. Armani Glass in motion. Instead, Rodriguez will run right up the middle, and he'll get another 5 yards. Part of that is it feels as if Ja'Kay Gray is getting a good push. He's a 230-pound center, and also right next to him, he's got a 305-pound Kenye Fuller-Smith. And it looks like they're starting to wear down that defensive line right now for
a huge
Wabash.
physical outsize, a much bigger Maryville offensive line.
And this time it's going to be, nope. As a matter of fact, they're going to hand the ball off in the backfield, and it's going to be a huge loss is getting into the backfield for Warsaw's number 81, and that is Parker Davenport. And that is now bringing up a long third down for the Maryville Pirates. As soon as we're talking about what great blocking they're doing,
let one slip through.
Let someone slip through. It's a big play right now for Maryville, 3rd and 7 on the 33-yard line of Warsaw. Warsaw in the black pants and in the white jerseys, and Maryville in their all purple. Maryville going toward the lake right now. It's going to be Rodriguez in the backfield, only 3 seconds left on the play clock, and he'll take it and he'll give it to Armani Glass around the right side, and it gets strung out, and a great tackle in the backfield by Warsaw's number 14, Mason Marks. So what do you do here? You're too far to kick a field goal, and it's 4th and 11. Do you punt it down there? I mean, it looks like they're going to go for it.
Here comes Whitehead on the field right now.
You got to pass it. Yeah, if Whitehead throw a pass.
He will run it himself straight ahead, pushed way back. That was an authoritative tackle.
Yeah, and that's the aggressiveness making that tackle, and that's Rogers making another tackle for Homestead, and Homestead's just selling out on the run now. And one more scorer pass along late in the 4th quarter. South Adams 19, Adams Central 7. So good game out in the county for 1A football, Joe.
Looks like the Starfires have got a chance to advance. Clock inside of 5:20 remaining. It'll be 4th down and 4. They're going to run a play. Quigley's got a running back offset to his left side, spreads the field too wide. He wants to throw the ball. Looks, throws to the left in the corner. That one's intercepted in the end zone and run out.
Archibald.
It's Archibald again, who had 4 picks last week. Now out of bounds up around the 25-yard line. So really the first positive we've seen of the second half by the Homestead Spartans. They've got their first turnover, and they'll have possession. They'll keep it 31-7 with just under 5 minutes remaining in this ball game.
And we're going to take a look at the Traction AP replay. You can see Archibald playing that center field, and he's so good reading the ball. And watch him step up and make that right there. And how about the run back? He gets a block there, and he gets the edge, and almost a big play. But again, Homestead's so good in the defensive backfield that I think when their coaches break this tape down, Joe, they're going to have a little bit of regret they didn't roll into a bigger 7 or 8 man front.
Now with under 5 minutes remaining, at dawn of realization that they will run the ball though straight ahead, and that will be a short gain across the 25 to the 26-27 only.
How about Archibald? That's 5 interceptions in 2 weeks, huh? But if I'm Homestead, I hurry up and I throw the ball. Yeah, it's 31-7, but you never quit in football, and you always play hard to the end. And how about the Homestead senior class? You know, all these wins with the senior class and just a great group of guys.
Archibald with his 9th interception of the year. He had 4 of them last week, 1 tonight. So 5 in 2 weeks, not bad. And Goody now on 2nd down. And again, they want to keep it on the ground, and just nothing there.
I continue to attack. I know you're behind on the scoreboard, but I send a message to my guys that I'm going to throw and attack all the way until there's double zeros on that clock.
It'll be 3rd down and 8. Spartans trying to get out close to their own 35 on this snap. Now they make a late substitution, still 20 on the play clock. They were short a man. Have a bunch line up to the left side. Goody out of the gun. Carmel shows blitz, and they may have jumped off sides.
Jumped off sides, and that time Goody changed that snap count, and so good job by Goody. And see, Carmel, every time it's 3rd down, Carmel's automatically going to blitz Homestead. So you change that snap count, sometimes you can get an easy 5 yards, but even if you change that snap count, Joe, and go on 2 or 3, it gives you more time to see that defense and where that blitz is coming from, and that's something that Homestead could have done a better job tonight.
With the penalty, now 3rd and 3. Wide snap, but Goody's got it, steps up. Will he run? He'll try to get the first down and takes it up to about the 36. He's got enough yardage, no move the chains.
Yeah, he shows you his feet that time, and that's a good, tough run by Goody to get that first down. Kind of gets up, dinged up on that, but he's playing, and actually they're going to take Goody out now, Joe. He got dinged up on that play.
So Goody's night looks like he's done. The 6'6 junior.
What a season. What an absolute season. And to me, I think he's the best quarterback in the state, Joe.
Can't wait to see him in basketball. And that's coming up shortly. Now they'll run the ball again, and Carmel stuffs that loss back around the 32-yard line. Brady Swing is in there now at quarterback.
Yeah, Carmel came in only giving up 13 points a game. They play a 3-4, and they're so good up front with their players, and only giving up 2.8 yards per carry on the season. So they've really had to hang their hat on their defense. Their problem early on, Joe, was the quarterback playing the turnovers. Once they got the turnovers under control, they began to really develop and become a team. And you watch this game, and man, it makes you wonder how Ben Davis and North Central are able to beat them.
Well, and in all fairness to Gabe Quigley, he's done a pretty good job, and the ball's loose, and Carmel's got it again. That's the second turnover of the night by the Spartans.
And that's just a poor snap, and Swing's got to be ready. When you're in that shotgun position, you always have to be ready. That was a low snap, and that's a fumble, and I imagine Carmel will probably ice the game here. But, wow, I can't believe the second half. When it was 14-7, I thought, if Homestead could make those adjustments. But Carmel is just – it feels like Carmel has just suffocated Homestead in the second half.
So the Greyhounds offense will come out. Quigley will stay in there, the 6'3" senior at quarterback. They're going to bring some other numbers in. We'll see Avante Blackburn in as one of the running backs. And it looks like they're just going to take the victory formation with 2:18 to play. Just try to take a couple of snaps and get back on the bus and get ready to head back down to just north of Indianapolis and get ready, Joe, against either the
Maryville or Warsaw. Looks like Maryville right now, 28-21, late.
That holds up.
Yeah, sorry, Joe, another big surprise, though. I got to tell you.
Defensive end Akins breaking a couple tackles. He's going to reverse field. He's got a bunch of running room at the 50. 45-40, continuing to break tackles inside North Vermilion territory, all the way inside the 45-yard line. Mark him at the 44. If you're just tuning in to us, for this regional football game, you see the score there. This game was once tied at 14, Sean, at 14 all, and then Lutheran has scored 35 unanswered points, starting with runs like this one that we saw by Akins.
Yeah, look at this is their number 2 running back. He still averages almost 5 per carry coming into the ball game. Look at him, little guy, but breaking tackles through the middle, near midfield, now into North Vermilion territory. And like we said, if you could have a number 2 running back that's able to spell the big guy in McFadden, give him a series off, that's exactly what you're going to do. A big run from Akins.
Akins will stay in the game. He'll get another carry up the middle. You see the speed, bounces off a defender there, gains a hard 8 yards for Akins. And I wonder if we've seen the last of McFadden in this game. We see him down there on the sideline by Coach Pash. He wants to get back in this game, but with the score of 49-14, I'm not sure we'll see him, at least on the offensive side, back in this game. They don't really need him.
And I was told by some of the people up here with Lutheran in the press box that they brought some of their JV players out against Park Tudor late in that game in the sectional championship because they were beating them so badly. So this is a Lutheran team that's been so good this season. They've been able to rest players late in the games because of their large advantage. And heck of a game for McFadden if he is done for the evening.
Second straight week of 49 points for Lutheran. They scored 49 last week against Park Tudor. They put up 49 points, as you see, in this game. And with that first down there by Akins, they're looking to put more points on the board.
You know, there's still some good teams, some quality teams in 1A, of course, that are going to be a threat. You got LCC still in it, and they're a perennial.
East Noble is going to win, and how about South Adams?
Yep, South Adams is rolling along.
So we're down to the final 10 seconds, and the play clock at 1. And here's Quigley again, and I believe they're just going to let the clock run.
5950.
The weapons don't do it alone. The way they play, their schemes and execution helps a lot as well.
Another rush up the middle for the Saints. Akins on the carry. And it looks to seem like Lutheran is kind of very accepting of running some clock here already in the third quarter.
I'm glad.
They don't seem very intent with getting any play calls off anytime soon.
To be honest with you, I'm glad because I've seen it where they throw in an extended game. And you're still going to have a disparity there with points scored. But, yeah, Lutheran, it makes sense to run the football. finish this thing off. You're up 49-14. We do have an update out of 6A. There'll be a new 6A champ this season because Center Grove, the Trojans, knocking off Warren Central. 28-14 was the final there. Center Grove always tough. They have a pretty easy sectional for what they play. And they were talking about worrying about Warren in this regional matchup, and talked to a couple of their people at Center Grove. So they had a rough start to the season, continue to improve. That's what they do every year, though. You can meet a Center Grove team that's 6-3 or 6-4, and it's not the same 6-4 as you see around the state. They're a quality team out of the MIC.
You mentioned LCC. They played North Judson St. Pierre today. At half, they lead over them 22-3. So
that's the team to watch out for from that side of the bracket.
Akins, again, with the vision and speed, has enough for a first down on a 3rd and 1. And with that first down right there, the difference between the play and game clock is just about a second. It doesn't look like they don't have to get this play off if they don't want to. And you can see the players walking towards the sideline, and they're not going to get a play off. So we're going to head into the fourth quarter with our score 49-14 at the end of 3. Lutheran 1 quarter away from heading to semi-state to face off next week. You're watching IHSAA football on Indian SRN, presented by the Colts.
Parents, do you like free food? Hike it on over to Prodigy Burger and Bar, where Monday is family night and kids.
Clark, number 36. Yeah, he was able to get him, the linebacker, in the second level there. But I'll tell you what, I know Wyatt Amos has been running the ball a lot in the first quarter when they were doing well, but he hasn't really been nearly as successful as Jaramillo is here in the second half. If you're Maryville, he's just hard to grab. It'll go off the left side, and Jaramillo again. He gets 5 or 6 before he's brought down.
Yeah, maybe that Pirate defensive line getting a little tired. I mean, Warsaw, it's kind of do or die time now for the Tigers, and they're giving it their all, pushing hard, and that O-line's getting a good push, giving the running backs room to make some yards.
Curtis sees it too. I mean, they're just not able to. Jaramillo, even if he gets hit at the front of the first line, and thank you so much. Really? I did not know that. You're the best. Thanks so much. There it is. So one of the IHSAA guys tell me there is no mercy rule.
In the postseason? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I read on Twitter that Vapo and Mishawaka was a running clock. So
really?
That must have been fake news,
yeah.
I guess.
So
some Chuck pulling fake news.
It'll be 3rd and 2 for Warsaw after the gain of about 2 on that one. And this is it's 4-down territory. So Maryville would have to get into the backfield pretty good to do something here, because you got to believe that Warsaw just kind of falls forward every time and they can get it. They go to the right, and they do. It'll Wyatt Amos. It looks like he's about a half-yard short off the right side. Nice tackle there by who other than Jordan McGee, who has really stepped forward, the defensive lineman. He's only a sophomore, so Coach Cease has him coming back. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 1, and this is a huge play right now for the.
We got a Maryville Pirate down.
Well, and that'll help the Warsaw Tigers. So with 7 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, it's 35-21. Let's review.
That might be Kenneth Grant.
It looks like Kenneth
Pirates.
Grant.
Kenneth Grant, that is huge. Even with there's only 7 minutes left, Kenneth Grant anchors the middle of the defensive line for Maryville. And what number is he? So I can give you
78.
78.
6'4", 350.
6'4", 350. And those knees got to support a lot of weight, and it looks like they're working on one of his lower extremities. And where he is only a sophomore, junior.
He's a sophomore.
So Kenneth Grant is only a sophomore lineman, and Jordan McGee is also a sophomore lineman, and they are controlling the line for the defense of Maryville. So that bodes well for Coach Cease. Now he does lose a lot of his skilled players, Jeremiah Howard, and he loses Peter Rodriguez and Eric Whitehead. I don't know what they have in the cupboard there in terms of quarterbacks. But that's going to be a big vacant spot. But to be bringing these two premier players, they're two of the premier players in the region right now on the line as sophomores. And so it is the big guy. It looks like.
Intentional grounding. In the end zone, it's a safety. So it's now 26-7. Ketterer couldn't get it past the line of scrimmage. Nobody there on that far side of the field, and it's going to be a safety. So not a good start here in the third quarter for New Prairie.
Well, like we said at halftime, they had to make something happen. Now with the safety, they're further putting themselves in peril because now they have to punt and give Hobart the ball back. With all the confidence they're showing right now, it could get out of hand real fast.
So with 4:48 to go, New Prairie will have a Hammond Port Authority safety kickoff. We'll keep it right here. We'll play that promo. I'll let you know about our new app. We'll come right back after that promo. And then we'll have the safety kickoff brought to you by Hammond Port Authority as Hobart's still on their near sideline.
6-14 Lutheran, all but well on their way to semi-state to face off West Washington next week here on Indiana SRN.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure.
To him
that
directly.
Was Marsh, actually. Marsh,
yeah, it was Marsh, yeah. So
direct snap.
Yeah, that is Marsh on the carry there. That's Blake Marsh, the 5'10 senior, and he gets about 7 yards. So the Maryville line is wearing down.
Definitely,
and you can feel it. Maryville offensive line is beating up on Warsaw's defensive line. So both the O lines are doing a pretty good job
Look
right
at this
now.
formation. Everybody on the line.
Everybody on the line, and there it is. And it is Marsh is the quarterback now, and he gets hit hard, and it'll bring up a third and about a half yard. So,
yeah, he got licked by Curtis Walton there. Great stick on the tackle. I'll make it another third and short, and that clock ticks down inside to 5:45 now.
It's like Chris Walton's always there.
Yeah, Chris Walton, and he's another senior, Jim, that we neglected to mention that they would really miss next season.
So Chris Walton on the big hit there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1, and for whatever reason, all right, sometimes, yeah, it looks like Wyatt Amos is going by over and playing quarterback. I don't know Blake Marsh is the quarterback. And Wyatt Amos is right behind him and tackled in the backfield, but he might have just kind of spun one time for the first down as Juan Jaramillo. Let's see if they give it to him. Yes, they do. I'll tell you what, Jaramillo is tough to put down, man.
Definitely is, yeah.
Well, the clock is Maryville's friend right now, and 5 minutes left, 35-21 with the lead, but Warsaw's knocking on the door here, and they're doing it at a pretty consistent pace right now. So Wyatt Amos will go back behind center. I don't know what they were doing there. Marsh was in there for a little while. So Amos will be there, and Jaramillo will be right behind him. And it's really just left or right at this point. And they run the option, and it'll be off the left side, Jaramillo. Once again, he was hit right at the line of scrimmage, and he just scooted up there.
Came in and helped the secondary out. 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. They fake the handoff to Lipke. It's going to be to Schultz. Schultz is going to get past one man, but he's wrapped up by the second defender at the 5-yard line. So a nice 5-yard gain on 1st down from the fullback, Luke Schultz.
Well,
Tyler Schultz, excuse me.
Yeah, what you're seeing is they're keying on Lidke and the quarterback, and what they're doing is not looking for Schultz, and Schultz making a night out of it. I have to tell you, he's getting some significant gains. Nice running. Nice offensive push by the Hobart offensive line. 1st and goal. 2nd and goal.
Fullback in the backfield with Johnston. They go to Lipke. Lipke's inside the 5, inside the goal line. Touchdown and on a cutback running play there for the Brickies. It's a 5-yard rush from DJ Lipke, and it's now 32-7. Brickies bringing it all tonight.
Well, nice offensive push by the offensive line. Great job getting hat on hat, pushing them, doing the best out that they can. Pulling right guard, pulling left guard, making a nice trap block for Lidke to take it into the end zone.
Now here comes Heilich out for the PAT. Play clock down to 5. Snap is good. Hold is good. It's good. And it's 33-7. Hobart. The take a timeout. We'll come back with more action here from the Brickyard. 3:46 to go in the third quarter. Brickies by 26 on W.
In averaging 176 all-purpose yards per game. That's 136 on the ground, and you see how he has those numbers throughout 12 games in this season. He's got some speed. He's able to hit the hole. He can break some tackles. So he's still an impressive player. They're just going up against what could possibly be the state champion in Class 1A if Lutheran takes care of business. You ran into a buzzsaw tonight.
8:10 to go here in the fourth. And a quarterback keep from Ellis.
Jaramillo right behind him. And it is 3rd and 2 for the Warsaw Tigers. They give it to Jaramillo, and he's able to get a couple of yards before he's brought down. And the tackle there is made by
53, Chris Walton.
Chris Walton, and who else? But a 1st and goal now for Warsaw, deep in Maryville territory. Maryville just cannot stop these guys at all on this drive. Actually, Warsaw doing what they do best. They bring it all tight, and they do 2 wings, and just hand it to Jaramillo, and he's able to scoot forward. Amos behind center. Got a man in motion, and he'll run it himself off the left side, and he gets a couple before he's brought down, and his leg gets kind of caught underneath him. But he's brought down by the whole right side of the Maryville line. And I got to believe it, Chris Walton. I was going to say his leg twisted underneath him. And
the 17-yard line, and it's
Saints, and with the way the IHSAA tournament sets up, it's somewhat random for who gets home field. So they try to even it out.
There, and he's going to get back up there, 2:41 left, and he's going to call the play. He's got Jaramillo behind him, and he's got Blake Marsh on the left side. 2:33 clock running, and they're going to give it to Marsh around the right side, and he's going to run it in for a touchdown. That was pretty easy to predict, actually. You could see what was going on, and Marsh on the left side. So Maryville up against it. And let's take a look here. You can see Blake Marsh on the left side, and they fake it to Jaramillo, and just no coverage on the left side of the Maryville line. Chris Walton might have had a shot, but he kind of overran the play. So running into the snow over there on the right side, and they're going to go for one. Of course, they're going to kick it, but they're waiting for one more player who seems to have forgotten to come out, which is unforgivable. You're on the extra point team, field goal team. You can't forget. And it'll be the kicker, and his name once again is Harrison Mevis. He is on his way to Missouri, so he'll put it up, and he will kick it up and through like you thought he would. And so there it is, 35-28. We'll be back for a big kickoff here by Warsaw on the voice and face of the region.
On the turf tonight. But Hobart is snowballing New Prairie.
Yes, they are.
Here's a handout, or Ketterer keeps it himself. He's going to get across the 15-yard line. He's going to be close to the marker. They will say he's passed it by a yard, so 15-yard run there by the quarterback, Chase Ketterer of New Prairie. It's a Yaney Law first down.
Nice run. Quarterback sneak right up the middle. Good push by the offensive line. Nice read by Ketterer running the ball up the middle for the first down.
Clock will start rolling again. We're late in the third quarter, 3:10 now on the game clock. 15 on the play clock for New Prairie in the white jerseys, white pants. Hobart in the traditional purple and yellow and gold helmets. Here's a handoff that goes to Kamichik. He's going to get a first down. And then still wrapping him up, still going. He didn't go down. He was still running, but they stopped him in his forward progress.
Well, he's continuing to compete. Nice run. Kept his legs moving. Didn't go down easy, that's for sure. Hopefully New Prairie gets something going on this offensive series. Sure taking their time getting to the line of scrimmage. They don't have a lot of time. They got to score, and they got to score fast.
2:30 now on the game clock. Play clock at 9. It's going to be to Mays this time, so they go to Christopher Mays, the senior. He's going to get across the 30-yard line. He's going to get maybe a yard on that carry.
But, any game can happen, though, because, they come in 11-1 versus 11-0. A good matchup on paper. And again, anything can happen in a game, so they are definitely set up to make their way to state. But as far as a weakness, I mean, there's not a lot of weaknesses, if there are any. For
I've
this
been
team.
trying to find some, or find one, or trying to think in the way of if I'm an opposing coach, how I'm going to try to go about trying to beat this team. And it's like I said, it's not to try to make them feel better about themselves or their viewers to like us better. It's legitimately, I can't find a way to try to attack this Lutheran team.
On a 2nd and goal, Kerry Reynolds tries to squirt into the end zone, can't maneuver his way there. He's going to be stopped a yard short. So a 3rd down and goal. And now Reynolds will be looking for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Ellis will be looking for his 2nd. You have to imagine the ball will be in one of their hands, as Ellis has not thrown the ball much, and when he has, it seems to be going to the other team.
Yeah,
so
wrong jersey.
We'll see what Ellis does here. Will he keep? Will he hand it off? He will hand off to Reynolds, and Reynolds tries to make a late push. Again, will be stopped just short of the goal line. So we'll see what they do on a 4th and goal. Do you maybe try to get Crowder to have a seat? Should it be a perfect season?
You know,
kicks weren't her fault, but they will go down as a missed kick. So
if I'm coaching it, I would coach Crabtree. The way I look at it is she's a junior, so she'll have another year. I got Ellis and Reynolds, my 2 seniors in the backfield. I would try to let one of my seniors try to punch it in.
They're going to try with Ellis. Ellis will lower his head. Does he get in? He does. So touchdown, North Vermilion. So North Vermilion responds, finally putting up 6 on the board, and they stopped 42 unanswered points by this Lutheran team.
On that one, and he got roughed up.
Decide to keep the ball, and you see the effort. Could be his last touchdown as a Falcon here, and it ends with a touchdown.
2 rushing touchdowns on the night for Ellis. That's his 2nd, and they're like, especially in 1A, as the PAT is up and good. Yeah, you got that. Being that running back is tough. You get hit even though you don't have the ball.
56-21 is our score. It should be our last time out of the game. You're watching the IHSAA State Football Tournament on Indiana SRN, presented by the Indianapolis Colts.
Rodriguez is going to run off the left side, and he's only going to get a couple before he goes down, which is a pretty good idea to go down right away. You don't want to be sitting there where everybody's ripping at the ball.
Right.
So 2:21 left. Warsaw will use their first timeout. This is really the only game left in doubt in the Calumet region right now, as it looks like both Hobart and Andrean are well ahead.
Hobart's going to win their first regional titles in 23 years, since 1996.
So, folks, we got a tight one here. 35-28, Maryville over Warsaw. Maryville with the ball. 2:21 left in the 4th quarter. And I know we're on the radio now, and we have been for some time. And just to remind you, Hobart, Andrean, and Valpo have all won. I don't know why this game's going so long.
We started early, too.
Yeah, it started a half hour early.
And all the offense in Warsaw, who just likes to bleed the clock. And, yeah, we're the last one remaining. And what a great 2:21 left. This is a program in Warsaw who's won their first sectional championship in program history this year. They're going for their first regional. Maryville's going for their first regional in 7 years. And their head coach, Jim, we didn't mention this, is a Warsaw grad, 2002, is Brad Cease.
Hey, yes, we forgot about that. And here it is, Rodriguez. He'll hand the ball off on the left side, getting a few and then some more, and a first down. Excellent run. He breaks a couple tackles as Darius Schultz, as he gets down to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10, Maryville.
Darius Schultz, he's going to run off that left side behind their big offensive line, and it pays off. A great first down for the Pirates, and they will be in position possibly to run this clock out. They are now on the Warsaw 32-yard line.
Kenya Fuller-Smith getting a nice block in there, along, of course, with Jason Streck, who's doing a great job. Jason Streck's now brought into the backfield. The hyper-athletic, 6'2", 205-pound wrestler. And it'll be Rodriguez off the right side. He gets down to the 20, down to the 10, down to the 5, and he is in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Maryville. Peter Rodriguez right up the gut, the best play they run all night long.
It's the second time they've capitalized on that one for a touchdown. Peter Rodriguez sending the Maryville Pirates to their first semi-state game in 7 years.
And he just runs right up the middle, and then he shows a little speed right at the end. Nice tackle there trying to get him right at the goal line by number 5, Aaron Green for Warsaw, but it won't be enough. So 41-28. Pupek, we'd like to have him make this just to make us all feel pretty good about it. And Pupek with the kick up, and he has now hit 6 times 7. He has now hit 6 extra points in a row.
Party on Broadway.
Party on Broadway, my friends.
4 carries here should do it. Akins had the ball the last carry. This time they're going to do a jet sweep. And they just need to stay inbounds, keep the clock moving. That's exactly what they do. And it is going to be Rodney Miles, who is the backup wide receiver for this Lutheran offense. He gets the carry there, and we are under a minute here. Difference between the play and game clock is about, say, about 20, 25 seconds. So just the last play here on a 3rd and 12, and that will do it for this football game.
It was good to work with you again, man. I was happy to see your name on the schedule, so good to be back with you. Shout out to everyone in production. We got Riley and Otto on camera, Riley producing and directing this thing, and yeah, man, it's been fun tonight.
So it's a 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line of New Prairie. Clock rolling. Hobart will likely take a lot of time off any offensive plays that they have remaining here, up with a large lead, 26 points, 33-7 over New Prairie in this 4A regional championship game.
Yeah, just ran the play clock down to one second that last time. What they're going to do is they're going to take their time, getting in and out of the huddle, taking their time to make their calls, run the ball, keep it down, get a couple more first downs and possibly another touchdown.
They gave a 2-yard gain there on that first down play. So clock continues to roll. I want to say thanks to Streck and Van Til, Hammond Port Authority, Smith, Sursic Attorneys at Law, and Yaney Law for being sponsors of tonight's football matchup. Around the region, Andrean already won in their 2A matchup over Lewis Cass. Valpo won big over Mishawaka. And Maryville's up late in their matchup with Warsaw. Here's Lipke, breaks a couple of tackles. He's inside the 10-yard line to the 8-yard line.
What you saw, another good push by the Hobart line. Lipke breaking tackles, making some good tough yards after being touched in the backfield. Good job.
Down at the 3-yard line, so it's a 15-yarder on that run from DJ Lipke, who got a little bit, he got up slowly there, but he's all right, it appears.
Well, what we're seeing right now is a constant diet of Johnston, Lidke, and our buddy Schultz, who's doing a great job in there.
10 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Lipke gets another handoff. He's going to get close to the goal line, then driven back about a yard or two short. Got maybe half a yard on that carry. So he's about 2 yards short of the marker or of the goal line.
As you can see, they're taking their time, running the clock all the way down, taking their time.
Coming into this game, teams lined up pretty evenly on paper. That's why they play the games, right, Brett?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, you can see that, statistics do not tell the two story until the teams get together. Tonight, from start to finish, it looks like Hobart's put a good whooping on them.
Keeping himself is Johnston. He's going to lose yardage. He's going to get dropped at the 5-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line for Hobart. Clock under 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, still rolling.
Well, what you're seeing right now is, as we've been saying for probably the last couple minutes, they're just taking their time, getting up to the line of scrimmage, score another touchdown or a field goal, and then there'll be 5 minutes left. And unless there's a true miracle, New Prairie.
Play clock down to 1. They go to Schultz this time. He's inside the 5. He's going to be stopped at about the 3-yard line. So 4th and goal. Kicking unit is going to come out here for Hobart with 8:10 on the clock. They're going to take their time with a full play clock.
what we're seeing is Coach Osika's team is doing a great job versus his arch nemesis, Russ Radke. I'm sure throughout the week there was plenty of newspaper articles put up on the wall telling him about this game and whatnot.
Flag on the play. Yes, Craig Osika played, and he was a member of the 95 team that Hobart beat Griffith, and then he was a part of the team in 97 when Griffith beat Hobart. That ended his career, but he went on to play at Indiana and also played a couple years in the NFL before coming back here to take over his alma mater. But yes, these two coaches know each other well.
Mm-hmm. Well, then obviously Coach Osika's coaches did a great job in film study, because what you saw was they pretty much made New Prairie look pretty bad out here. Shooting the gaps, doing a good job of keeping their potent offense down the whole game.
So here it is. It's a kick from 26 yards out, and it is good. It's a 26-yarder, and it's through the pipes and made, and it's now 36-7 Hobart on that kick from Matt Heilig. We'll take a timeout. 7:20 to go in the fourth quarter. More Bricky's action, 36-7 over New Prairie on WJOB Network.
You would think if they knew how, they would do it now. Fourth down, ball thrown over the top, and it's going to be incomplete, and that should do it. Maryville up 42-28 with 50 seconds left. All four teams in the region are going to go downstate. One is going to come this way. Fort Wayne Dwenger is going to go to Valpo. We're going to have all sorts of questions. I will say this, if you want to help support, we had a couple sponsors here. The town of Maryville is helping us defray some of the broadcast rights sponsorship. Thanks a lot to Pat Reardon, the town manager, and Rich Hardaway, Span, Minchuk, Uzelak, Barron, Pettit, and Lamarca. We appreciate that. Also, thanks a lot to Mr. Hazelton that has also just give us a few dollars here to defray those expenses. So Maryville's going to take a knee in victory formation. They're going to have to do it twice as we're down to 46 minutes. Let's hear what the Maryville crowd sounds like. First regional championship in
7 years.
7 years.
First for Coach Cease. As we mentioned, he's a Warsaw grad, so this one maybe a little more meaningful for him.
And Eric Whitehead will take that's Rodriguez will take the knee, and Maryville will win this one. We got 10 seconds left, but 42-20.
Out battling for more yards by Kamichik of New Prairie. So here comes the offense back out on the field for New Prairie. 7:15 to go, and they have a Yaney Law first down on their own 28-yard line. Down 29, Brett. What do you see on this play book now?
Well, obviously, they have a big hill to climb. Just make it presentable, make it look good, try your best, make sure nobody gets hurt. Obviously the outcome is what it is, but it looks like they're just going to go run the ball, run the clock out, do whatever.
Ketterer hands it off. Got a flag on the play. It's going to be at the 30-yard line, the flag.
Penalty flags are down.
Handoff was that was Ian Skornog. It was a hold on New Prairie, so it's going to move them back.
It seems that every time that they get a good gain, they make a mistake, get a penalty, or do something that always shoots them in the foot each and every time.
It was a 6-yard gain, but for not.
I have to tell you, obviously they're the more penalized team in this game. They made a lot of mistakes. Not saying that their season was all for naught, but as you well know, the guy that makes the least mistakes, fumbles, turnovers, so on and so forth, usually is not victorious.
So the ball would have been at the 34-yard line on a 6-yard gain, but it was a 10-yard penalty from the 30-yard line, so it's a 1st and 18 for New Prairie. Ketterer keeps it himself. Across the 25, across the 30, he's got some room. He's inside New Prairie. He's inside Hobart territory, still in bounds. Where did he step out of bounds at? At the 30-yard line of Hobart. So a big-time play right there. 50-yarder on that run by Chase Ketterer. Now he's limping here, walking back to the huddle.
Well, I got to tell you that even in a loss, these guys are showing a lot of moxie. They're not giving up. They're not quitting. They're continuing to play, even though the scoreboard is not in their favor. We should tip our hats off to these guys for keeping a good effort going.
The ball, and there might not even be enough time left to score 3 touchdowns. So give it to
deep ball, and it'll be intercepted in the secondary. Matthew Benton, he had a fumble recovery for a touchdown, and now he's got an interception. What a night for Matthew Benton, the defensive back from Hobart.
Well, what you saw right there is he didn't even see him, or he didn't have the arm to get it there, because I think he's a cornerback on this play. As you can see, he got off of his man and went and made the play.
Yeah, there were 4 brickies over there and 2 receivers, so ill-advised throw right there by Ketterer. 6:40 on the clock in the fourth quarter. Now it's Hobart's ball, and then we'll just try to run some clock out here, up by 29 points.
Best advice to throw the ball out of bounds. But oh well, it's a heck of a lot easier to play up here than it is down there.
DJ Lipke will get the handoff up the middle of the field. He goes for a couple of yards, maybe 2 on that carry. Clock rolling here in the fourth quarter, 6:30 and under.
I'm surprised that they're not pulling their starters so they don't get hurt. There's always that possibility, that one play. Oops.
Hobart looking for their first regional title since 1996.
Quite a drought, but it's really satisfying for these kids.
Another running play by the Brickies.
There's the workhorse, Schultz.
Loses 2 yards on that carry. We're under 6 to go in the fourth quarter. Play clock down to 15 seconds for Hobart.
Got to get up to the line. Got to get it off there, folks.
Play clock down to 3. Now they're going to throw a deep ball. Vogt up for it. One-handed, had a defender on him. No pass interference called. Incomplete pass. And Hobart will punt, but a well-thrown ball by Johnston. Vogt tried a miraculous one-handed catch as he was a little bit off on the route. I don't know if it was on Johnson or the receiver, but a nice opportunity right there for Hobart to move the chains and maybe run the clock out on the game, but it's unsuccessful, and it'll be a punt for the Brickies.
Good defensive position by the defensive back.
Kmichek is deep for New Prairie.
Going for the block.
High punt, not a deep punt. It's going to bounce at the 37-yard line. Takes a New Prairie bounce out of bounds at the 34-yard line of Hobart with 5:01 to go in the fourth quarter.
If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the best field position they've had all night.
Yeah, absolutely is.
I think it's the first time they've been on this side of the 50, to tell you the truth. Well, let's see if they can get something done. Okay? It's going to be good for the underclassmen to get in here and see that we just keep fighting even though we're down significantly. Keep going, guys.
Now is a Yaney Law first down play. Ketterer, 3-step drop. He's going to throw sideways. It's going to go to Skornog. Inside the 30. Spun around. Inbounds. Tackled. Clock will continue to roll. 4:50 and under.
Nice block by Kmichek out there on the run by Skornak.
New Prairie not in a hurry here. 15 seconds on the play clock. Ball on the 28-yard line of Hobart. 2nd and 4. Handoff is going to go to Skornog this time. He's going to be close to the marker, maybe a yard short or near it.
Nice gain, nice push by the New Prairie offensive line.
About a half a yard short of that marker. So 3rd and inches for New Prairie at the 25-yard line of Hobart. Under 4 to go. Hobart under 4 minutes away from their first regional title since 1996. Coach Osico was a junior.
Was he?
Mays on the carry.
This has got to be sweet for Coach Osico. You know,
in his 2nd year as head coach, yes.
2nd year as head coach. And if I'm not mistaken, many of the Hobart coaches are former players.
Correct.
What he's done is put together a group of the former players, bringing back the nostalgia of the regional championships back in the day and some state championships, kind of bringing that lore back.
Now, throw into the end zone, intercepted, and it's Benton again. What a night for Matthew Benton. 2 interceptions, a fumble recovered for a touchdown. Brickies take it over and can run the clock out here with 3:06 to go, win the 4th for a regional title.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, he was playing center field on that one, reading the quarterback's eyes. As soon as he threw it, he broke on it, made a great play, and a nice little return afterwards. Gotta tell you, the kid's a ball hawk, that's for sure. Well, Brett, what's that? 3-4 turnovers on the defense.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, there's somewhere in the plus 20 range for the season, doing a great job turning the ball over, giving it to the offense.
Senior defensive back, receiver on offense. Also a personal foul after the play was over on New Prairie, so added 15 yards. So the ball's at the 37-yard line of Hobart. 3:06 to go on the clock, but Benton himself has 2 interceptions and a fumble return for a touchdown.
He's just a turnover machine, isn't he?
Here's Lipke with the long hair. He's going to break free. He's inside New Prairie territory. 30, 20, one man to beat. Can't get him down. Touchdown, Brickies. One more for the road. Oh, no, the referee says he stepped out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Late judgment here, and they take away the touchdown. Lipke out at the 2-yard line.
I gotta tell you, Lipke, great run, nice hold by the Hobart defense, and what an effort by Kamichek, number 31. Great job, kid. He didn't let him score. Nice job. Heck of an effort. Some people would let him run in. Nice job, Kamichek. Way to hustle, kid.
61-yard run for DJ Lipke. And that's the second 61-yard run of the night for the Brickies. The other one resulted in a touchdown from the quarterback, Riley Johnston. Now we got a flag on the play with 2:54 to go. Delay game on Hobart.
No big thing.
36-7 with 2:54 to go. It'll move the ball back to the 7-yard line of New Prairie.
Going to be a heck of a night here in Hobart.
Running play, and it's going to be
Schultz,
the fullback, short of the marker, short of the goal line.
Oh, come on, ref. I don't know about that. I think he was on top of the New Prairie guy. But that's the call that they made. You got to stick with it.
Here's the replay of all of you watching. Got around on the right side. He was on the defender. Lunged forward with the arm into the end zone with the ball. Well, the clock will continue to roll.
We got to give the ball to Schultz. Come on. They got to give the ball to Schultz. Come on.
He's got a receiving touchdown already on the night.
Oh, they got him back in the eye. Here he goes.
Bleachers shaking here. 2:08 to go. Handoff is going to go to Lipke. Oh, it's Schultz again, and it's Schultz dropped back for a 2-yard loss.
Well, in the beginning of the game, Schultz was not a target of the offense, but since they've been keying on the others, Johnson and Lipke, Schultz has gotten his opportunity to run the ball tonight. He's done a really good job.
Hunter Hollinger, the defensive lineman, senior for New Prairie, made that stop in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. 3rd and goal now. 90 seconds to go in this regional championship game from Hobart. 36-7, Brickies. Now they go to Lipke. Lipke on the left side of the line. He's still dragging a couple of linemen with him. He can't get across the goal line, so it's 4th and goal.
Well, look at New Prairie. They could have given up. What a great effort by their defense. Shooting the gap, still making the plays. I got to tell you, the kids really showing a lot of moxie here.
We're under a minute to go. 1 minute to go in action. Here, ball on the 1-yard line of New Prairie. Offense out on the field for Hobart. Play clock down to 8. Game clock at 45. Riley Johnson takes the snap, hands it off to Lipke. Lipke in the backfield loses 3 yards, and that will be a turnover on downs with 39 seconds to go here in regulation.
Congratulations, New Prairie. Good effort. Way to go, guys. Hey, you're losing by a bunch. All that was a gun check.
Some fan chilling here. Got the crowd mic going.
Well, now's when all the fun starts. 39 seconds. And, the defense on the field, everybody's excited. You can see all the guys on the sidelines congratulating each other on a regional championship.
I mean, about 90% full here on this near sideline for the Hobart bleachers. And we got a We Are Hobart chant breaking out. 39 seconds to go. And Hobart, Ketterer fumbled it on the snap, but he got it back. That could be the last play of the game here.
Second down.
Cougars will run one more play, it looks like. They won't end on that fumble. Clock rolling, 20 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter.
Well, anyway.
Well, they are going to let time run out, it looks like now.
Any way you look at it, it was a heck of a season for New Prairie. 11-1.
9 seconds to go. Ketterer will take the handoff. Who goes to Mays. Mays is stopped for no gain. And that's going to do it. Hobart, for the 16th time in school history, the first time since 1996, a regional championship comes to Hobart. 36-7, the Brickies do it. The old foe, they take down Rutz Radke and his New Prairie Cougars tonight here on Friday, November 15th of 2019. Historical night for the Brickies. A 23-year drought is over.